Call Rose is an amazing character. Watch it fall
Aw.
out.
You know who's the opposite of an amazing character?
Who?
Joe Garrison.
Who's that?
And you know what? Wait, what?
Who's Joe Garrison?
You know the Punisher that Marvel wants to pretend isn't a failure.
Oh, okay.
You know the one who got canceled after 4 issues, and Marvel's like, okay, no. What's that background?
Also, is that you? Oh my god.
Oh god. Okay. So yeah, Joe Garrett.
You.
Sounds like the poltergeist.
Jesus.
We're trying something new today. It might help.
We're being contacted from beyond the grave. But yeah, anyway, Joe Garrison, the one Marvel doesn't want to admit was a failure. Guess where he's going to pop up next?
With better mic quality?
Oh, yes. The Woman Without Fear.
Oh, she's gonna be with female Daredevil. I mean,
Hey, Jake, you said it. You said it, all right.
Whatever the name was. Austin, are you using a bad mic?
No, that's the different browser. That's what I'm trying to figure out and fix.
Okay.
You see, it's letting me stay, but it sounds terrible for some reason.
Yeah, you have to make a deal with it.
We gotta have Witch pray for Austin to get better sounding. Come on, have hope, man. Come on.
Sorry, I'm busy doing something else.
Oh, see, Witch wouldn't even hope. Wouldn't even give a prayer.
Y'all go ahead and start. I'm gonna leave and try to do something else. I'm in a different room.
Yeah.
To see if it's better.
Gotcha. All right. Well, anyway, while that's being taken care of, welcome to Comic Fanatic Live. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. Last night was Swerve's house. Tonight is Fanatic's house. Now, who's going to dance like Prince Nana tonight?
And you are here. No, I'm not dancing with him. I'm just telling you right now. But you are here with me, Jake Tylenol, the one who existed since the Heian era. Okay, or all those other JJK references from that show I don't really watch. Let's see. Also, I'm a part-time Transformer, full-time mutant, and also my second job is being a Kuvira supporter. So.
Oh, shut up. Q1 Beifong supremacy, you nerd.
Well, you see, Jake is just supporting his strong female character, you know?
Yeah, she's also a genocidal maniac, which we'll get back to that later because then I'm shooting myself in the foot with that one, but we'll circle back to this conversation later.
Okay. So
we'll circle back around to this when we get to the Deadpool stuff.
Easy on the spoilers, but anyway, introduce yourself, Witch.
Hi, I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, full-time Jotun, part-time Yuri on Ice supporter, hashtag save Yuri on Ice, and fuck you Mappa, you fast fashion anime studio.
Alright. And, Austin would be here, but as you heard, he's disappeared into the ethereal realm. So I guess that means together we form the Fanatics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the weeks when our mic quality is up to par.
Yeah.
I think
you know dang well Kuvira took Austin into her arts and crafts clamp. Jake, come on.
If you guys supported Kuvira as dutifully as I did, you wouldn't have to be in arts and crafts, okay?
Ooh.
But we'll talk about Kuvira next week.
Okay.
Let's go into our socials.
Oh.
Hi. When I'm not dealing with Overbearing Family and the Random Bug. You can follow us on Twitter at Comic Fanatic 69. We do post updates on there, and sometimes when I actually have motivation to, I'll retweet something going on in the medias, I guess you could say, or just post something funny. I don't know. We'll see what happens when I'm not in a funk. Yeah, you can also follow me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at witch_up_Jotunheim. And do not ask for my alt account, my alt Twitter account. You ain't getting it. And if you want to find Jake, he's probably still being pegged for Kuvira. Who fucking knows what's happening? If you want to find Austin, he is a brick wall with a face on it. You know what a brick wall with a face looks like. But remember the requirements: bright blue eyes, pink blush. Remember that. And if you want to find Cryptid, I don't know, check Jersey or something. I don't know.
Pledge allegiance to an eagle, audience, and you'll summon
Cryptid,
me.
you're not even saying your full thing right. You got a full thing going on, and you're not even fully doing it. I'm disappointed.
Hey, I want to give time for Austin to make his introduction. Well, Austin, now the floor is yours.
This is the longest I've been in a call in 3 weeks.
Shut up, don't say that.
Wow, we're going
do I
fast.
sound okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Yeah. Perfect.
Right,
there you go.
I did 4 different browsers. I'm on Samsung internet right now.
Okay. You see, Austin, you can't see me right now, but I was doing the Prince Nana dance to help bring you over, man, to get your mic quality up.
No one else here knows what it is.
I put in a good word. I could put in a good word for you to Kuvira, and she said, "You know what? I'm coming just like."
She's probably one fucking on my internet. To be honest,
she was. She was, but I told him you were a cool guy, and she was like, "You know what? My loyal supporter, you can come in. I'll let him in." I was like,
he's the type of person that run like a whole core from the Fire Nation to the Earth Nation to feel their power.
We expect nothing less from a Slytherin by choice, after all, audience.
Slytherin by choice, Gryffindor by birth.
Okay. But anyway, with that, I think we should jump right to it, guys. Let's go on to the topics.
Please, God.
Who wants to start us off?
I'll start this one because I have to add in a particular piece of news that I just found out. Transformers 1 trailer came out. Now I want you guys to know that before we say our thoughts on it, whatever they may be, this trailer was not according to the directors, this is not what the movie is going to be like. This was just more for the general audience. That's what they have to say. Now, to make the trailer good, I just want you to know that it, we'll get into it. I'm just saying this.
If he's doing that, he's gonna fall for the Suicide Squad trap of doing different trailers to set up a certain tone, and you find the movie's not like that at all.
Right. Jake, you have one chance to make a first impression, man. Just saying, all right?
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm saying because we're all interested in Transformers. I just want to put
that Witch.
Well, except for
Witch doesn't care.
Except for Witch.
I don't care. I've never got into Transformers. The next topic is more important to me.
Right. But since we're all into Transformers except for Witch, I just want to put that on the table. So if we're feeling a bit doom and gloom, as some of us, or maybe all of us, probably are, it could be better. So we don't know. Anyway.
There's no doom and gloom for me because I can ignore this. I ignore a lot of things.
I'm going to ignore this too. If this is a glimpse of what I'm going to expect of this movie,
So,
anyways, audience, if you want to hang out with me, we can eat Oreos while they talk about Transformers.
Yes, go to the room next door with Witch, and you'll have a
yeah, we can eat Oreos.
But yeah, so the Transformers 1 trailer, I've been a Transformers fan since I was a child. I grew up with Transformers, Energon, and all that. I
was a wee boy.
When I was a wee lad, the anime, that's the one I grew up with. And then later I learned about the G1 and I watched all that and everything.
I don't think anyone grew up with G1 here. I think Cryptid was a... you watched Beast Wars?
Yeah, that was my Transformers.
Yeah, I watched Cybertron first.
Yeah, Energon was my first one. Then I went back and saw Armada, and then I saw Cybertron because Cybertron had the cool intro. I just want to get this out the way. there are a lot of people who think that people who don't like the trailer are like mad because it's for kids. Here's the thing: Transformers has always been for kids. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Listen, I'm a fan of Rescue Bots. Okay, that's the one for babies. All right, and I'm a fan of that. So I don't have a problem with kid Transformers. This just wasn't good.
Like
people keep thinking that just because some for kids means it's a huge way to be bad or to be hyper changed when it's really not that. The Batman was for kids and teens.
Here's my counter argument to that, right? Like, if it wants to be like campy and that stuff, go lower the quality on it. But also, you had like a gem of a good idea to show us, what it was like for Optimus and Megatron before, they became before they became larger than life,
This was supposed to be their X-Men First Class.
That's all.
Yes, and instead you kind of went the Teen Titans Go route with this,
Or so the
hold on. I wouldn't go there.
It just seems generic. I don't like some things. Now, some of these things are fine once you understand that Transformers changes things all the time. But if these are just things I don't like based on the trailer's presentation. I don't like I forgot his model number, but I don't like Megatron's characterization.
D15 or D12 or something.
Man, ain't no one going to remember their original names.
I mean, I know Orion Pax.
No. It doesn't matter because it wasn't supposed to be his original name. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
I think I don't like his characterization. I get he's going to grow into the villain, but he starts off like more subdued than Optimus, which is a weird choice to me. And it feels like, and I'm just going to go off what I'm seeing. I could be completely wrong, and hopefully I am. It feels like to justify Megatron's turn, you have to openly make Optimus look like, well, maybe you're in the wrong. You know what I mean? I feel like
it seems like they're trying to do the the Magneto route of make him overly sympathetic, despite all the horrible things he's going to do.
Yeah. And like I think Transformers Prime just did it better. You didn't see they didn't do a 3-parter about it. They just told you the gist of the origin. And if you look at things from Megatron's perspective, you understand why he became a villain. It doesn't justify what he does. It doesn't make him sympathetic.
Can we stop the sympathetic villain route and have villains just be villains? Come on.
No. The problem is for Megatron.
More clear-coded villains, guys. Just letting you know.
Mm-hmm.
The problem for Megatron is that most of his origins does start like that. Because it's supposed to be the duology of him first starting as more regular people before becoming the leaders of their faction. So one way or another, he's going to be sympathetic in a way. The thing is, Megatron himself never tried to make people feel bad about it, like how Magneto does. Okay. I was a Holocaust survivor every 5 minutes. You know what I mean? as he tried to do genocide. But so as long as he's not making it to feel bad about it, I think it's okay. I think I do think it's kind of needed for Optimus Prime's point of view, though, because he has plenty of times in history where he could have killed Megatron, he just doesn't, and it makes him look like an idiot.
Wow.
So I do think making him feel bad for Megatron and giving him a deeper friendship before they turn will help his not killing Megatron the first chance he gets.
Well, they tackled that idea, and the first time they tackled the idea was in Armada, but it was more just because Optimus had fought Megatron for so long. The idea was that like they didn't know how to live without the fight because that's all they were basically doing at that point.
That's what I'm saying. It makes them bad.
Right, but then you have the Prime version where because so for those who don't know, in Transformers Prime, Megatron was the gladiator who was making change in the way people saw society, but he didn't really have the voice to get to the people who actually affected change. Well, Optimus Prime, Orion Pax, he was a librarian, and he was a good public speaker, and he knew history and shit. So he loved Megatron's ideals, and he approached Megatron. He's like, "Listen, let me be your public speaker, and you could just be the fist. I'll be the voice." Yeah. And they grew a brothership through that. But when the time came for the actual change to happen, the leaders rewarded Orion Pax and made him Optimus Prime and left Megatron behind. And Megatron's like, "Oh, what the fuck? I did all the fighting. Why is he getting rewarded?" So he felt jealous about it. Basically.
Okay, Jake. What you're describing right now, that's a movie I think a lot of people would have liked to see in in the big screen, but it doesn't sound like we're going to get that, or at least we're going to get a different tone origin of this.
They didn't do the comics route, which is a spin on what Jake just said. Megatron starts as a minor before becoming a gladiator. Becoming a gladiator was his punishment because he killed one of the senators for beating one of the miners to death.
Wow.
And by he became a miner, he met sound. That's when he ended up meeting Soundwave and eventually Starscream, and everything started setting up. And like Jake said, the moment they chose Optimus, that was like his final straw with the government over Cybertron, which started his revolution.
And if you want to see the greatest moment for that rivalry, I think in both timelines this fits. If you play War for Cybertron, if you play the Autobots campaign, the first time Optimus sees Megatron, they have a whole conversation, and you see Optimus slowly, because he was always like, it seemed like he didn't know why Megatron turned. He just thought he was corrupted. And then Megatron kind of implies that he was just jealous the whole time. And Optimus was like, "You killed our planet for that?" I was like, what the fuck? So I liked that whole idea because you can empathize with Megatron and how he feels, but like at the end of the day, he's a villain. That's why I kind of hope at least this movie sticks to like, yeah, sure, but like he's still bad, and there's Optimus is technically the right one in the situation.
It had to have a drastic tone change halfway through the film to justify that based on what we're seeing.
Yes.
It seemed like they showed us basically most of the first half of the film.
Yeah. We also saw the Transformers get at least our protagonists get their T-Cogs for the first time.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the T-Cogs. I think this is mentioned in Prime, but it's the first time in a cartoon it was mentioned is in Prime. It allows them to actually transform. It's their biological mechanism that allows that. Without it, they can't do it.
Yeah. And they had to make a joke about that whole segment.
Yeah, it reminded me too.
When they started treating the superpowers, it's always gonna be a joke.
Well,
everybody getting their powers 4 times a joke.
It reminded me a lot of Bionicle because we watched the movie for movie night, but like there was that's how the Matoran turned into Toa. Like the kids turned into the superheroes. They got like this stone and empowered them with their gifts, and they transformed into their hero selves. And I didn't really like that for Transformers, at least not for all of them.
I think it's weird to turn the natural biological situation of the whole race into a superpower for like 5 people.
Yeah, Transformers Animated treated their extra abilities like superpowers. Like your transformation is natural, but if you had like Ratchet had a magnetic gauntlet, which called shit to him, or an EMP, that was considered like it was a gadget, but it was considered like a power in the terms of the show. I like those. Optimus's axe is considered like his powers. I'm like,
why? Since you brought this up, also in the trailer we see Starscream, Soundwave, and Shockwave in the scene. And once you realize like this guy, old dude, gave these dudes powers, like 5 people, why are some of these people built in with like unique powers and abilities for war already, when there's no such thing as war yet in this situation?
Or maybe there is, it's just on the surface, so that's why.
Okay, let's be fair, they might introduce the gladiatorial arena later. Because based on what the surface thing, apparently no one goes up there. Or at least these people haven't been their whole life for some reason. I feel like it could have put a little bit more answers in the first teaser trailer, since the movie's coming out pretty soon. Funny enough, the trailer's like very late for a movie.
Oh wait, how soon is it coming up again?
If I remember, it's right behind Deadpool.
Oh, whoa, that's in July.
Yeah, I think it's like right early August.
Dude, they better be releasing trailer 2 for next month. I swear, because they need to do some damage control of this.
Yeah.
I know the original release date was August something.
No. It says, well, at least when I googled it, it said September 20th.
Oh, they pushed it back then. Because the original thing a few months ago was August, so I remember looking it up and talking about it.
September 13th and 20th is where it is now. I don't know about before.
No,
they pushed it back. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for the best, probably.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, like I said, there's just things I don't like. I don't like Optimus' characterization. I guess it is in line with his G1 origin, which I also like, which also would have been a good origin as well. Those who don't know the original Optimus, the one from the cartoon, his origin was such that like he was a worker robot, but he really admired Megatron for being strong. And then when he met Megatron, he was tricked and then like nearly killed. So Alpha Trion, who in the trailer gives them their powers, he rebuilt Optimus, like Orion Pax, into Optimus Prime. And Optimus was like, it was when I always thought like I wanted to be powerful, but when I actually saw how Megatron used it, I realized there's more to power than just having it. It's how you use it. Oh, that's pretty cool. So
Oh yeah. So you brought up being chained into Optimus Prime. Megatron has to go through a whole body transformation at some point in this film.
Yeah.
If you see his design and her design they end with. So Optimus' point of view, either he gets the Matrix, he actually gets transformed into Optimus Prime, or he's going to get rebuilt. I don't think they're going to do. If they're doing this for kids, I don't think they're going to do the full rebuilding thing because it's kind of terrifying to think about. That'd be like you laying on the table and your body ripped apart in a plate.
Well, they didn't show it in the cartoon. They just a cut to it later. So,
I don't know. I was just saying. But I think with Optimus, if they do that, Optimus is going to be like power wide, and then Megatron's going to get messed up. Whatever Megatron's evil turn is, I'm pretty, like me and Jake said, I think they're going to do full sympathetic. I think it's going to be Optimus' fault. He's going to get really banged up and messed up, and Starscream and them is going to rebuild him. Because Shockwave made his body multiple times before, at least in comic books and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't want. I don't want Megatron to be someone I have to be morally conflicted about. I just don't think that's good for his character.
Yeah, it's really not.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with having villains just be villains,
You have other Decepticons, like in the anime, they had not Shockwave. There was like the helicopter one. I can't remember his name, and he was like, "What am I loyal to? I don't know what I want anymore." Like, I don't mind that, but like Megatron is like the guy. Like he's the Decepticon.
As long as they don't pull an Earth Spark and then start trying to redeem Starscream, I'm like, "Oh, you've been abused by Megatron. This guy is evil as shit." He's worse than Megatron in most cases because even if he beats Megatron, he's just gonna make everything crash burn anyway.
Right.
This guy don't deserve to be redeemed.
Also, if it's Armada Starscream, best one.
Yeah, but he wasn't evil.
Right. He was just loyal. But yeah.
Or they could go to the other extreme and say that like Megatron is an Autobot, right, Jake?
Well, to be fair, at least that was a thing before.
At least in Prime, he went through like they did a movie to redeem Megatron, and it wasn't really a redemption. It was more like I just now know how it feels to oppress people because someone oppressed me, and I don't want to do it anymore. Like I just lost all taste for it, so I don't want to.
I mean, you are a mutant.
Right. Yeah. I guess.
Now with some.
I was saying in the comics, he just went through a whole redemption arc.
Yeah, but that's Transformers 1. I think the second trailer, if they're smart, will give us a better picture of what we're doing.
Wait. Was there anything you guys liked about the trailer?
The animation was okay.
I can't say. I honestly can't say anything positive. Like,
I'm just tired of people saying that I shouldn't be so hard. It's a kids movie, but I'm a Transformers fan. I know that.
Austin, when you sent that link to that trailer, right? Me and my boss were driving in the same car, and we had just arrived at a job site, right? And I said, my boss, he grew up with Transformers, right? So let's watch this together. Oh boy, should I have recorded that reaction he had?
You almost got fired.
No, he's like, oh my god, they got the same guy that ruined Thor, and now he's ruining Optimus. What the beep is going on?
Wait, what are you talking about? The what he's doing this film?
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, yeah.
Megatron's the guy from Godzilla. He's the YouTuber. So.
Yeah.
He's the black. Okay.
But, he also modeled his dad into the Spider-Verse, Austin. I mean, there's more to him than his outward appearance. All right. Like,
So before we move on, the only other thing I didn't like. Don't worry, Jim. I'll make it real quick.
Yeah.
I don't like how the transformation power works as the car stuff and the weapon stuff in this situation. Because in the context he gives it, makes it feels weird based on what the trailer gives you. So the next trailer probably gonna have to show more.
It's not that they in the G1 cartoon they said that they didn't always know how to transform as a race, but that was before everything. That was like before the events of the war.
Before you didn't need to. And then with
But,
the need comes desire and all those bullshit.
right. And
Gotcha.
so, but I guess bring that more modern. I mean, it could work. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's just not much I like about
Well,
this. And guys, I just wanted the people to know, like, I'm usually the guy. If you follow this channel, like, I'm usually the guy who's always like, "I'll give it a shot, even if everyone hates it." I'm interested in it. This was the first time I looked
Yeah,
at a
wait till
trailer.
we get into our other topic
Yeah,
on
this
here.
is the first time I looked at a trailer, and I said, for something I like, and I was like, I might skip this one. So what am I not going to see? I think I'm not interested at all. So,
gotcha.
yeah.
All right. But anyway, in an effort to save time, I think we should move on to the next topic, guys.
No, wait.
I am infuriated
We're
Okay,
just not
go.
happy tonight. We're not
because
happy.
after 8-ish years of them of fucking Mappa stringing us along, they finally came out with some bullshit apology statement of the Yuri on Ice movie Ice Adolescence cancellation. Whatever the fuck.
What
Like,
happened?
okay, so to anyone who doesn't know, Yuri on Ice is an anime that came out back in like 2016. It's about figure skaters being fucking gay as hell, right? That's like the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
So after the season concluded, they announced both a season 2 and a movie, right? A prequel movie that goes into the backstory of one of the main characters, Victor, right? That's what was gonna happen. So, the first 2 years, whatever, like, I don't mind waiting a little bit of time for stuff that I'm excited for. I feel like anyone could tell you that probably. But you need to know this about Mappa. If it wasn't for Yuri on Ice, Mappa wouldn't be nearly as fucking profitable as it is today. Just letting you know. This fucking anime crashed Crunchyroll so many times. Like, this show got trending on Twitter, especially when that one episode dropped. If you know, you know. So much discourse over if it was a hug or a kiss. Guys, the creators came out. It was a fucking kiss, okay? Okay, shut the fuck up. It was a kiss. So, okay, we waited from like 2016 to like roughly 2020. We didn't get much information on that. Fine, whatever. And like we get a delay notice back in like 2020, 2021 being like, "Oh yeah, delays for the movie." We're like, "Okay, we get it. COVID, whatever. We'll live." Like, we got some official art, that was pretty cool. We also I think it was like 2021, 2022, we got a 58-second trailer for this fucking movie, and I'm going to read verbatim what this cancellation notice was. This was from Thursday, by the way, from Thursday.
So they already have stuff finished with this movie, and they decided to just cancel it no matter what.
No,
Mappa is
they
known as the
probably
fast
only made the
fashion
season.
of the anime community. They were able to pump out several parts for the last 2 seasons of Attack on Titan. They were able to pop out Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 and 2 and a movie and Chainsaw Man all in that same amount of time, roughly. Anyways, let me read this verbatim for you.
By overworking all their workers,
For
dragging her
real.
horribly.
Oh my god, their working conditions are awful, bro. Like, I could get into that, but you're lucky I'm only getting into the Yuri on Ice stuff because I'm a Yuri on Ice fan. Okay, I've been a Yuri on Ice fan for years.
I'm a fan.
The same amount of time.
We were born to make history.
Yeah, you're telling me, man. You're lucky I'm not playing any copyrighted music right now. But anyways, let me read this notice for you. Thank you very much for supporting Yuri on Ice. Regarding the postponed release of Yuri on Ice, the movie Ice Adolescence, we have come to the decision to unfortunately cancel its production. We deeply apologize for not being able to meet the expectations of all those who have been waiting and have continued to support us throughout these years. The production committee and staff have been in constant discussions to create and deliver the movie, but due to various circumstances, bullshit, we had to make the difficult decision to stop the production. We sincerely apologize to everyone who has been anticipating its release, and thank you once again for your continued support. Mappa. Do you hear how bullshit that is? Do you hear how bullshit that is? Oh,
that's a PR response right there, you know.
Yeah. And like we find out not too long before that one of the creators of Yuri on Ice left Mappa and went to a different studio. So maybe it was partially because of this. Maybe it was partially because that fucking Mappa is a shitty fucking studio. Like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. 8 fucking years of stringing us along. 8 years. And we got basically nothing besides promotional art and a 58-second trailer. Motherfucker, when that trailer dropped, we all lost our shit on Twitter. After this cancellation notice, Yuri on Ice was trending for like 3, maybe 4 days, but definitely 3 fucking days. 3 days. And
Wow.
they couldn't, and like the motherfucker who's running Mappa is like, oh yeah, Yuri on Ice wasn't profitable. Motherfucker, Yuri on Ice Blu-ray sales on its first like week outsold literally every other fucking anime that Mappa has produced. What the fuck do you mean it's not fucking profitable, man? This show means so much to people that we all came together to collectively shit on your ass, man. Fuck you, Mappa. Oh,
damn.
if they would have canceled it within like say like the first couple years, you know, or like maybe back in 2020, if they would have canceled it, we would have still been pissed, but we would have understood. Literally, there's a Twitter account that's creating a petition, which I would recommend for y'all to sign if you're Yuri on Ice stands, to hopefully save this fucking movie. I'm still not over this, man.
With the creator leaving, it might be better to let it lie, because that probably means they were and Apple were bumping heads. Mean the movie was not going to be the best Your Eyes quality.
For real. Like the amount of bullshit that Yuri on Ice stands went through. Keep in mind, I'm a both Yuri on Ice and a Banana Fish stan, so you know it's been rough for me. Oh my god! And they're both made by Mappa. And I think part of the reason why Mappa didn't really give a shit about Yuri on Ice is because it was an anime original. It wasn't a fucking... It didn't have a manga.
No. Well, I'm sure. I believe it's that. And also, like, back then they needed it. And then they had hit after hit after hit after hit. So they probably like, we don't need to do all the work for this anymore.
Money in the first place.
Yeah, they probably don't have to care about this anymore.
They're like, oh, you want your gay ice skating anime? No, we're just gonna overwork our workers so much because we fucking can, and we're assholes.
That's right. Y'all better go watch Free for the 15th time.
Why not? Go watch Free. I have only watched Free like once in my life.
I haven't seen it once since.
I guess I don't watch a lot of sports anime, but this was one of the sports animes I did fucking watch.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, I don't think y'all understand how big of an impact this fucking show made. Not only for this fucking company, but for anime itself. Like, just letting you know that. I remember someone, like, before the cancellation, someone made a theory that it was partially because of the war, because 3 of the characters in this show, specifically 2 that people actually care about, are of Russian descent. And I'm like, that could be a reason, but I think that's kind of a bullshit reason, because you see other companies make stuff with Russian characters all the time. Even like
we got like 5 animes with Nazis in it.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear jack shit about that. But I just think my theory is that Mappa, they only care about like their high budget shonen anime with mangas and shit like that, and they don't actually care about the things that actually will make them more money. Like, it was the girls, gays, and theys that made any of these fucking shows popular to begin with. Just remember that. All the Gojo stands, whatever the fuck his name is, the blonde one that died, from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Hey, those were female simps who was carrying JJK for the longest time.
I don't watch a lot of shonen.
Nanami.
Yeah, Nanami, that was his name, my bad. But, like, Chainsaw Man got really popular in the West because of the girls, gays, and theys. Remember that? Don't get me started on Banana Fish. I will keep going on with this rant if I get into Banana Fish. I cried, bitch. That's all you need to know.
Who y'all sipping over in Chainsaw Man? I just remember people being mad that Makima and the other girl were messing with Denji.
What was her fucking name? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Also, Attack on Titan wouldn't have gotten nearly as popular without all the motherfuckers who simped
without
over
Aaron going shirtless one time.
For real. And then, like, even before they switched to that show switched to Mappa, you know, like, people were simping over these characters. I've only watched 2 episodes max of this fucking show. Don't really see the appeal for me personally, but I can see why people would simp over some of these characters.
People just weird. Levi don't deserve any of the love he gets.
My short king over here. My short king Levi. But, like, oh my god, I'm so pissed off. Literally, my timeline from Thursday to now has been just filled with Yuri on Ice stuff. Not only on my main Twitter, but also on my alt Twitter. Just remember that. Both of my Twitter accounts, filled with Yuri on Ice stuff. And Nappa's gonna come to us and be like, it's not profitable?
Wow.
Bitch, if you want to put a lot of fucking money and fucking time and energy into a simpler project, boom, I just saved your ass right there.
Do you know if the movie was going to be in theaters or another, like,
they never announced it. They never announced it, but my theory is if it was to get released, it would probably be a theatrical release. Because I would spend money on that fucking movie. I would spend a shit ton of fucking money.
I think it depends. Because when it came out, they weren't really doing that. And now, like, every anime movie is getting in theaters.
Yeah, because anime is more socially acceptable than it was, like, 8 years ago.
Yep.
I would know.
Okay.
I was an anime fan in late elementary, early middle school, in the early 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
So,
gotcha.
Yeah. Oh. Anyways, before I get way too much into this rant, I'll post on Twitter later if you guys want me to. But in conclusion, fuck you, Mappa. Stan Yuri on Ice. Fuck you, Mappa. Let's fucking boycott Mappa. Let's fucking go. For treating their workers like absolute dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
the worst part about that worker stuff, before we move on, is that when they ask the workers why do y'all work still work here, instead of like, well, it's our dream job. I'm like, man, that's a lot to put up with for a dream job.
For real, like like, don't get me wrong, I love anime just as much as the next person who likes anime. I would never want to work at an anime studio. Because I know about these awful working conditions. Some, like KyoAni, actually treat their workers with some sort of fucking respect, you know, which I think as of like last year or the year before, I can't remember, they actually finally sentenced the guy who burnt down the main building.
Wow.
Yeah. But like, I know there's anime companies that actually care about their workers. Mappa ain't one of them, bitch.
Come to America. Come make our anime cartoon.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm gonna finish this off. In conclusion, fuck you, Mappa, for this. Remember what got you on the fucking map in the first place. 2, treat your workers with some fucking respect, man. They're the ones doing all this shit for you to make all your fucking money. 3, save Yuri on Ice, because this show means so much to so many people that it actually crashed Crunchyroll every single fucking episode.
Yep.
Don't get me started with Barcelona. I will get into it. And 4, let's start boycotting Mappa, guys. Let's start boycotting Mappa. Okay? If you want to watch your Mappa shows, fucking pirate it like the rest of us.
Anyway, finally, join me on the 7 Seas.
Anyways, Stan Yuri Plisetsky, Stan my best boy. I might actually bring him back, that cosplay back, because I'm so upset. Anyways, let's move on.
All right, guys. Yeah, let's move on to the next. Oh, go ahead.
Keanu Reeves as Shadow. I'm very conflicted. My heart is in a lot of pain right now.
What?
I don't know if you realize it, but this guy isn't a great actor. Despite what y'all think, they just make roles specifically for him.
Yeah.
And I've seen in multiple animated films with him in it. that his range isn't that great,
He was
and that's
he was in a movie called Speed. That's all the justification you need to
Well,
be the rival to Cybex.
listen. Yeah,
Suffocation, bro.
while after a few days, I was mad when originally you asked Jake. I was straight up just not going to watch the film. I wasn't going to watch the trailer. All my excitement was sucked out.
Mhm.
I'll be willing to give it a chance, but I know with his acting style and the stuff they're going to want from him for the references they do, I think we know what kind of Shadow we're going to get, which is more modern edgelord Shadow than a Sonic Adventure 2 Shadow story, character wise,
Mhm.
and that worries and bugs the fuck out of me.
For those who don't know the difference, the modern Shadow you get now is constantly they play up how emo he is and how like edgy he is. But originally Shadow is just like a dark version of Sonic. Hell, he even smiles a lot. And that's it in his first introduction, which has
Mhm.
been so long since he's done that. Some people have even forgotten that this character used to smile a lot all the time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for people, Shadow is Shadow from the Shadow Hedgehog game and forward, but like that was so far from what his character was and where his character left off with Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, he was full of himself, and I say too, he's full of himself. He's kind of playful, but he's also like he's still like he broods because he just like from his perspective he just lost his best friend yesterday, you know. But like he's just he's like a parallel to Sonic. That's all he is. He's not
Okay.
supposed to be overly edgy. But that became the joke in Boom, and when they made Sonic Boom, which flanderized the characters for comedic effect, which was fine. And then that just kind of became his character for the rest of till today, and it's just weird decision choice.
Who would you
Yeah,
guys want to cast as Shadow then?
Honestly, I hated it at first when it was first pitched to me. I think Hayden Christensen can do it.
and
I,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
I think he can.
Hayden Christensen and the voice he did in Clone Wars would have been a great comparison voice to go against Idris Elba's Knuckles and the Sonic in the movie. To be honest,
I think he could have done. I think Hayden Christensen today, or the voice from Clone Wars,
yeah.
as Austin said, could do it. I just
Well,
think
no,
that's
I didn't mean Clone Wars. From Ahsoka, he was wearing the Clone Wars outfit.
yeah, because I don't know. Hayden Christensen can I think he can do it. He can emote. He can act now. I don't know what happened,
Yeah,
but he can do it now.
that scene he did when he was explaining to her about war and stuff, it kind of gives off the tone Shadow usually speaks in when he's not emoting that I could really get behind. Because a lot of him and Sonic talking, him kind of picking at what Sonic is and who Sonic is, will lead to the famous
Mhm.
line of "I'm just a guy who likes the adventure." One of you.
Yeah, there's
Mhm.
an arc where throughout the game, Shadow doesn't really acknowledge Sonic as much. Like to him, there's just like some other hedgehog. Like who the fuck cares?
Faker.
But then he keeps seeing Sonic survive all this like impossible shit, even like his supposed death. And Shadow just sees him at the final boss room. He's like, damn, bro, like, I didn't think much of you, but like now I gotta know, who are you? What's your name, bro? You know what I mean? It's kind of the respect he gets. And then Sonic's like, look, what you see is what you get. I'm just a guy who loves adventure. And I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. He's like, okay, Sonic, all right. All right. I gotta kill you, but I respect you. So,
To Jake's
Mhm.
point that because me and Jake already been talking about this for a while, I'm willing to give it more of a chance, only because while I might not like his character, what he did, especially since we also got Project Shadow, which is a fan film, which probably did the best Shadow origin pre Son of Reacher 2 we
yeah.
ever seen.
Mhm.
Because the arc within that explored, we just kind of get told about it a lot. But that would been like the perfect origin for the movie, to be honest. Well, how they did it. But I'm giving the trailer a chance because despite how different the movie and stuff are, I have been enjoying it. I think I enjoyed the movies more than Jake did, to be honest.
You enjoyed the first movie. You enjoyed the first movie more than me.
And I enjoyed the first two.
First movie
So
trash. First movie.
I mean,
how's
you
the
ask
film?
Jake. I'm a big Tom fan. I have a shirt that says Tom
Hey
Wachowski
Jake.
on it. Okay?
Hey Jake. Hey Jake. How does it feel to be the one stick in the mud for a
Listen,
change in this
listen.
conversation?
No, to be fair, Jake's point of view of why he does like first movie is like Worm Chapter.
Yeah.
It's the second movie is just what I needed from Sonic. Listen, it's not everything I wanted. It's probably not most things I wanted, but it felt like a Sonic movie. I was like, that's all.
I have a shirt just dedicated to the human people of the Sonic movie. That's not even a joke. It has the aunt and her daughter, everything on there. But
oh yeah, fix your point.
But the way they do their writing stuff, I'm willing to give it a chance. I'm not excited about the casting. I will try not to let it ruin this movie for me.
Listen, I got a story to tell people because I'm the biggest Sonic fan here. I think that's fair to say. Sonic Adventure 2 was the first Sonic game I really played. The first game I saw was Sonic Adventure. My cousin played it in front of me. This was like after Katrina. So I'm like at our house. These are the games she's showing me. And Sonic Adventure 1 opened my eyes to Sonic, all right? But Sonic Adventure 2, I was like, that game is what made me fall in love with the franchise. And for those who haven't played Sonic Adventure 2, the story is basically like an early 2000s action B movie, okay? It's basically Sonic's being hunted by the government. There's an evil Project Shadow out there that's copying him. We gotta go to space to stop Eggman from blowing up the moon. Like all this other dumb shit, you know what I mean? And I just I fell in love with the franchise after this game. So like my little mind, I always wanted a perfect adaptation of this game. In like a TV show or a movie. Sonic X came out. They did an adaptation of that. I hated it. And all they did was change two things. They changed two things out of that whole adaptation, and I fucking hated it as a kid. Okay. So,
and one of those changes is probably gonna be in this movie too.
Right. So trust me when I say, I think I will be the most like critical of this because this is out of all the adaptations, you can fuck up every last one. Don't fuck up this one. Okay. That said, after Sonic Movie 2, I've accepted some things that I didn't accept as a kid with Sonic X because I think it's more fair to accept it here. This isn't the game franchise. Okay, this isn't the game universe. So I've already accepted that like even characters won't react the way that they usually would in this type of situation. Okay, that's fine.
R.I.P.
There's gonna be a line. Okay, I don't really care much for Keanu Reeves as Shadow. It's fine. I'm not against it. I think it's funny.
Our friend Tony was in love with it. He said it was obvious. It was like those signs went from Keanu Reeves.
But I heard his voice. I see the vision. I'm willing to be okay with it if they write it correctly.
You see John Wick and you hear Shadow? Is that what you told me?
I hear a version of Shadow that I could see me being okay with. That's what I'll say. I can see the vision for that. It's not my Shadow, but it'll be a Shadow that if they write it correctly, I could be okay with.
My only worry with that is, as you know, the games and stuff, we're getting more Sonic game stuff because of the film, which means once the film stops, I feel like they will try to bring these actors over and capitalize still on that stuff.
They're not. No, I don't think they can because I don't think Sega has the money for them. But I get what you're saying. I know they'll try. I don't think they can.
No. I don't mean a character like actor wise. I mean like that'll be the style they kind of go for. If that makes sense.
Oh,
when it comes to some game.
I'm okay with that because because the games aren't as affected by the movies as I was afraid they'd be so far. Like it's not like
surprising.
Right. It's not like Sonic and Frontiers is like all of a sudden like my fucking family. Oh my god, I can't live without them. Like you know what I mean? Like he's still himself, even if he's not greatly written.
To be fair, I think that impact went to Sonic Prime, where he acted like he needed friends, but he really didn't need them at all.
Yeah. But yeah, this is my most hyped movie. This is the movie that like as a kid I never thought I'd see. So like the Sonic Adventure movie, the Sonic Adventure 2 movie, the first Sonic game to get an actual adaptation. I'm here for. All right, I'm here. I just hope they don't let me down. But they proved me wrong in Sonic Movie 2 when I was already about to write this franchise off. So if anyone can do it, it's this team. Okay.
I guess I won't talk about this. It's not about it's about Sonic, but it's not about topic.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It's possible that Amy and Rouge also won't be in this movie because I found out recently that they said that like, hey, even in Sonic Movie 2, they wanted to put Angel Island in here, but a lot of this shit is expensive. So that's why we only add like one or two characters and just keep it pushing. So it seems like they even said Austin. They even said they wanted to explore Sonic's world, like the alien shit. I'm willing to bet if the Knuckles TV show went the way they wanted, they would have done that. They just can't because it's too much money, according to them. So
that's why I want them to do the animated show, animated shorts, to have the next connected.
yeah, they
Why
could
you won't be able to get Keanu Reeves probably back. Idris Elba would definitely do the show. He done did cartoons before.
But it's clear that they care. I don't know if they always care, but it's clear that they do care now, and they do have a
Once
love.
because it's profitable, we care. Okay?
Right. So they clearly do love it now, and that love is been respected so far. I mean, we'll see the Knuckles show next week, but so far,
I think
I trust them.
You're not excited for Tom to give Shadow the speech?
He'll give it the speech.
That's definitely happening. I'm telling you, it's happening.
Oh God! Okay, I'm gonna get an aneurysm from when Chris did it.
That's gonna be his Sonic on the boat moment for Shadow.
Oh fucking God! No, we'll get into that another day.
I could be your grandpa, you know. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I like the movie universe. I get people who don't like it, but I will leave it off like this. There are more Sonic fans who trust the movies than they do the current game direction, and I think that says something.
Yeah, I trust it more than comics right now. They're saying a lot.
Yeah.
Right, so they're doing something right. So there you go.
Gotcha. But all right, then. I guess with that, let's move on to the next topic, guys.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Go away.
DM me, guys, afterwards. Bye.
Okay, wait till you go first.
Oh, hello. We're here to talk about the Deadpool 3 trailer, the second one, I guess. Yeah, it's the second trailer, right? Yeah.
Well, it's the first official trailer.
The first official trailer, but the second one overall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, what are your guys' thoughts on it?
I saw my wife.
Cassandra Nova is your wife?
No, a Lady Deathstrike's my wife.
Oh yeah, I forgot she was gonna be in this. I was just gonna bring that up earlier too.
We're
also getting Azazel back as well. So just remember that you're the Azazel fans.
Also, like, unless I'm misinterpreting the Old Man Logan story, is that what we're doing?
I think
no.
This is a different universe Wolverine.
Nah, it seems like like Wick said, I think it would be a different world Wolverine. But it seems like whatever event that Wolverine was supposed to stop that saved the universe, he didn't do, which caused the TVA to erase it.
I thought because you see a shot of him like laying his head on the thing as if he was on. It's not on the train tracks, but it's like a similar shot. And then you
I mean, there was a shot where he was like
at the graves
in front of the.
You mean? I didn't see the shot.
Oh, with him laying his head down.
Either one, to be honest. The scene I thought you were talking about him falling to his knees in front of Stoneheads or something.
There's a shot, unless I'm misremembering, but Witch didn't disagree, so I guess.
I saw that trailer like 3 times.
Yeah.
So, is it this trailer or the last trailer?
It's in this trailer, but he lays his head on the ground. It's not on a train track, but he lays his head on the ground, like crying, and it reminded me so much of Old Man Logan. I was like, oh, did he actually like fuck up and like kill people, kill his team?
Well, to be fair, they might do the official one where he actually kills them,
right?
Which would be the thing, because according to Old Man Logan in like the movie version, Logan wasn't there.
Yeah.
They were just trying to kill everybody.
Logan does whatever Logan wants.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be his fault. You can't tell him, oh, you're supposed to stop the superpower for Psychic from killing everybody. Like,
right. You can't even fight Xavier if he really put his mind to it. No.
Yeah, so it's like, what are you talking about? So unless they're doing like the more Mysterio thing.
Before we move on, when Cryptid gets back, we have to. I'm gonna like make a big deal that Deadpool and Wolverine kiss. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. Okay. Anyways, Cassandra Nova.
be cool about
it. Cassandra Nova's gonna be a villain in this, and I love Cassandra Nova because she's so fucking funny. I
agree.
Wait for Cassandra Nova in this fucking movie.
I was surprised at how young they got the actress being, because we all know Cassandra Nova is an old lady who died in the womb. That complicated backstory.
So I was gonna go into
complicated backstory, man.
So real quick, that was also my other thing. Instead of Mysterio, what if Cassandra Nova is the one who like tricked Logan into doing the Old Man Logan like kill thing? Like,
I mean, it makes sense because if you're Cassandra Nova in like a D&D like type thing, like alignment chart thing, she's chaotic evil. Well, almost every other X-Men villain is like lawful evil, if that makes sense. She
I
would
don't
do
think
that.
I don't think she had anything to do with it for the sake of
Some,
why would she also be here? The
I
way
don't
we
know.
see the TV handle things, it's usually like, oh, we take the person responsible, then we destroy the universe.
Right, but we know that they have characters like Sylvie who can get away from them. That's what I'm saying. So like,
Yeah,
maybe,
fuck
now
Sylvie.
listen, if you might be right for the
Who?
sake. Listen, Sylvie, what are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, but it's Cassandra ain't doing this shit.
Yeah, but for the sake of simplicity and maybe it's a new villain. I just think that it would be kind of like cool to tie them together or something like that. I don't know, like something like that. Maybe no, I don't. I wouldn't go as far to say they're fighting because of her, but I think that
Yeah, but
maybe.
What, you wouldn't fight on the side of Cassandra Nova?
I think Wolverine might be fighting Deadpool.
this one, yeah.
I think Wolverine might be fighting Deadpool either because he's fed up with him or maybe because he has an opportunity to fix his mistake, and Deadpool's in the way. I think those are the two reasons they'd be fighting.
I think
Also,
I think it's more.
as we've seen from the previous trailer and set clips, we are getting Sabretooth back. So
I'm so mad.
who knows? Why?
I love Sabretooth. Why they doing the ugly one, bro? I want my dude back from Origin. Oh my god, that dude was great.
You want the big, muscly, fucking crazy.
Bro, I want clean shaved trench coat. That man was clean.
Okay, have you
He
not
was-
been keeping up with Sabretooth lore? Like, he is not clean shaven. The only one that's
No,
clean shaven
I know,
every
but he
Sabretooth
was
is
so
Baby Boy.
great in that movie.
But
I love that guy, bro.
Hey, we're getting Lady Deathstrike back though, so that's cool.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think. I guess for the sake of time, I think at the end of the day, this is a really good trailer. I'm really interested in it.
Hold up, there's one thing you got to talk about.
Do you think that we're gonna get?
There's a
Laura
giant
back?
dead Ant-Man in this movie.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a giant dead Ant-Man skull. Which, yeah. Do you think we're gonna get Laura Kinney back? Do you think?
Yes.
Place your bets. Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because in
With
the
all
shop,
the cameos we're seeing, I don't see her being a cameo toward the end of the film.
because I know we're getting a lot of cameos in the scene where Deadpool is in the apartment or whatever. We're getting Shatterstar back. Yes. You know, we're getting everyone who was in Deadpool's life in the first two movies. Yeah, they're gonna be there probably. I don't know. But
Also, the poster spoiled something too. Have y'all seen the poster?
I think so. I saw.
There's a poster with different
work,
versions of Deadpool on it, who apparently gonna be in the film.
Oh God, Frank Miller, stop with the fucking covers. Sorry.
But yeah.
Sorry, let me try to find it.
Which, do you have any final thoughts? Because I think for the sake of time.
At the moment, no. But I am kind of excited for this. I hope we get to see some really cool peeps. In it, some cool cameos. Hey, maybe if we're lucky, I'll get an Alpha Flight cameo for 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, and then Deadpool.
I wonder. Did Deadpool go kill him? No, that's that.
No, don't kill my boys.
I do want a Dreadpool reference. The actual Deadpool killed the Marvel Universe.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've read that comic. But
I just want a reference.
I posted on Twitter.
So I don't need him in the movie. Fuck that.
I posted on Twitter of part of Cassandra Nova's backstory on Twitter of from Grant Morrison's new X-Men run. And if I don't get this flashback,
I mean, being choked out in the
where
womb.
they're fighting in the womb, and I posted a tweet being like, "Is this what pro birthers think? What happens in the womb? Just psychic fetus battles?"
Yeah.
Isn't
But,
that what happens?
But so we can talk about some real X-Men news. So we have the time. I say we move on. Let me get Cryptid back in here.
Okay, let me. Okay.
Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3.
Yeah, Deadpool 3, man. I'm really, in that trailer, I'm really happy, man. I'm really happy.
Deadpool's trace from Wolverine's claws.
Will it save the MCU? It will for one movie, and then everyone will forget, and then we'll go back.
Okay, y'all had your fun.
As long as hey, we got the Deadpool Wolverine kiss. I'm not complaining, man.
Okay.
Y'all had your fun.
They made out hard.
We had our fun. Yes, we had our fun. Which definitely had his fun.
Okay. All right. Luckily, I'm not spoiled on anything, so yay.
You got spoiled with the biggest part of the movie.
What? No, I didn't. No. I literally turned my volume all the way down, and I didn't hear what Witch just said. But anyway,
you didn't hear when I said that.
No. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, guys. All right, Witch, you can announce the next topic.
Okay, X-Men 97 episode 6. Let's fucking do this.
Is it?
Mhm.
Life Death Part 2. Let's go.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't gonna lie to you. I honestly forgot this episode came out.
Oh my god, thank you. Dude, guys, I had so much going on with me personally this past week that I completely forgot what happened in this episode.
Okay, I got the gist of what actually happened in
Yeah,
the
it's funny.
episode, so I can just give the gist of it.
Before you do that,
It's kind of funny because I watched it with Jake, but I also didn't pay attention because I was
No,
doing
I know
something else.
what
I don't know what
happened.
happened either.
I know what happened. It was like I kept reading the topic. I was like, wait, episode 6. Did I watch that? Oh yeah, I did. So,
I did.
I know.
It was Life Death Part 2.
Right.
It was when like that weird monster thing was following around Storm and Forge the entire time, but then Forge thought that he got rid of the monster thing with like magic or something. Apparently Forge is Doctor Strange now.
Yes.
Apparently, I don't know. I don't have
What the
much
fuck?
Forge lore in my brain.
no,
I know he
no,
ain't
they
magical.
stated that he apparently his grandmother or whatever delved into the mystics or whatever, and then he just happened to have one of her books.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But like, guess what? It was actually not gone, and it was still like the slash thing that it gave him is still like affecting his body, and it's gonna go into his heart. So they have to go
Yeah.
find the special cactus to save Forge. So Forge and Storm go
Hey.
on a little journey into this cave, this like cavern thing. And Forge was gonna go get it himself, but guess what? He can't because he's slowly getting weakened by that scratch thing. But guess what? It's gonna it fucked over Storm because she's claustrophobic. I swear, you put North Star and Storm in a small room, they're fucked. They're fucked.
You just have to find a way to include North Star, don't you, Witch?
Yeah, because I brought him up in the last topic.
Okay.
What's up?
Jake, can you look up what the monster name is, please?
Can you Google it? I forgot. Honestly,
Why
What the
don't
fuck
you
is
just
that?
use the Shadow King? Come on, it's so much
why would they
simpler.
use the Shadow King?
Yeah, I was say the Shadow King got way better shit to do than try to fight 4-year-old people. Okay, I promise you that.
But luckily, Storm was able to face her fears for a little bit, and Mother is back. Mother is mothering, guys.
Okay,
Mother is mothering.
so we're gonna take a pit stop here now that we're back to this part of the episode. I was very confused by this plot. Because I don't understand. Not only how did Storm get that new outfit, which was like,
she's a goddess. She is a goddess.
It's not that type of show.
she rearranged the molecules in the air to form clothing with her lightning.
Yes. And then I also had a problem with she goes into detail with she's like the bird.
Jake?
Okay. R.I.P. Jake.
Jake cut out. But what he was about to talk about is that the fact that she says, "Oh, I really want my powers back, but I don't want my powers back, but I really want them back. I'm gonna cry about it and be mad about it, but I actually want them back. And I'm gonna break down when it doesn't work, but I don't really want them back." It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you want these powers back or not?
But she's a
I thought he was gonna be sacked by now.
I don't think Jake realizes we can't hear him.
Yeah, we can't hear him.
I see his little icon right here. It sounds like he is talking. Dude, someone DM Jake. Tell him we can't hear him.
To be fair, he shouldn't be able to hear us saying we can't hear him.
So true.
Hold on, I'll message him.
Okay, he's coming back on.
Yeah, so them.
Okay, Jake's back.
Yeah. What did you guys talk about?
You cut out, so I explained your point of her talking about how she probably really don't really want her powers, but she want her powers, but she gonna cry and break down, but she doesn't get her powers.
Yeah, no, I found that very confusing. I just don't it felt very contradictory information. How could you want your powers so bad that you wouldn't want to live without them at the same time? You're like, I don't want them anymore. All the humans hate me.
Yeah, it would have been different if she spent time trying to live as an actual human and not just run off to go forward to try to get her powers fixed. And if she saw some benefits to it, But the first thing she did was try to get her powers back, and then kept breaking down with them. What the fuck was that? That's
Yeah, she does that, and then even Forge has to make like, well, listen, I can't help you fly, but you can ride a horse, and it's the same feeling or something. It was like everything was geared towards her getting her powers back. Now all of a sudden she doesn't want them because she dared to say one line like, sometimes I think about being human, but I really won't. I like being.
But it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, because guess what, bitches? She got her powers back, and now Mother is mothering, and she got to save Forge.
Right, and I'm okay with her getting her.
Now give me X Factor.
I'm okay with her getting her powers back.
I'm
the
sad
way
about
that
it.
she did. I don't understand the suit. I think that's a bit much. I don't think anything in this show has ever been like that. I know this was like it's been ridiculous so far.
Hey, Jake, remember, this is a show where Magneto came back to life by using the magnetism of the planet to revive his molecules.
That's like pseudoscience bullshit.
To be fair, Jake, they might be using the new Storm stuff about how her powers are also kind of magic. All that
stuff. Because my thing was like, that's stupid science bullshit. I can buy that. This was like actual magical shit. I was like, where'd you get this from? So I don't know. But that was the B plot somehow. That was that was the main plot.
Okay, now I remember the next.
But don't forget, when she actually turns on the TV, she learns about the fucking destruction of Genosha. She's like, what the fuck did I miss? It's like if I don't go on Twitter for like 2 hours and then like all of a sudden everything's gone to shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I feel so bad for that guy who made that weapon. Cause now I'm imagining they would have shot Magneto. He would have lost his power for like 2 days and then came back and tried to kill him.
I never make it clear. Was it Forge's device plus her mental block? Or was it just a mental block? That was just kidding me.
Jake, it's the power of love, all right?
It would have had to be Forge's device. If they just making a mental block, then this weapon's the most useless thing of all time. And she just wasted like 3 episodes.
And then we get to the second episode. Then we get to the A plot, which I will summarize if that's okay, because you already did the first part,
Go ahead, please do. Okay. I forgot what the other plot was.
I think this plot I think this plot cemented to me that there are things on this show I'm starting not to like. Before I was joking about it. Now I'm actually like, okay, we gotta stop. Okay. So this Deathbird's attacking Ronin, but then
that was the other plot.
Yeah.
I don't like Charles enough to actually care about Charles.
Yeah, so Deathbird's attacking Ronin, and then she's like, and then he's like, oh, by the way, your sister's getting married, so we gotta stop the execution of Ronin, the accuser. Talk about that. And so finds out that if you watch the very end of the show before this part came out, Leandra kidnapped Charles Xavier's body. She said to the X-Men, listen, for all you know, he could be dead, but my science might be able to bring him back from the brink. You're just not advanced enough. Let me go see what I can do. And so in this episode, she's like, I did it.
And then she took a goddamn year.
Which, by the way, if you watch 97 but didn't watch the original show, you would be confused. You would just be like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
The likely explanation is that she was enjoying the view of scanning his body over and over and over again, guys.
Right.
Yeah, the blood flow probably still works.
Because before you could watch X-Men 97 and not have to watch the old show, but now you actually would have to, because everyone's saying that he's dead, but actually he was just in space the whole time. You're like, wait, what the fuck? When did this happen?
Yeah, why don't y'all know that? Listen, very simple knowledge.
He's dead and buried in the grave, but actually no, that some bird lady took him up into space, and we just didn't talk about it. So, but anyway, so Charles Xavier's alive, and now he wants to marry Leandra, but they're like, that's a human, and that's not just a human. That's like a gross genetic freak of a human. Okay,
these were the people that saved your whole colony, your whole species.
That's cool. Don't marry into the family.
It's funny because they say that, but it's like you're bird people. You look just like that.
No, but like but you're not an actual bird man. You're just like a.
You have a human design for some reason.
You're from the ghetto. You're from the ghetto. Okay, of the galaxy. Okay, that's the. They looked at the Earth.
Look. To us, you're.
I love how they. Wait,
we lost Austin.
Oh, okay.
Well, he at least got this far, guys.
I like how the Shi'ar looked at Earth and said, like, that's the hood. Over there. That's crazy.
They called the Milky Way galaxy.
Mm.
They basically called the whole Milky Way galaxy the hood.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So Charles comes back and then he's like, I want to marry Leandra, and then then they're like, no, you can't, that's gross. And then they're like, okay, well listen, hang on, I'll make a deal. How about this? You can marry Leandra, but like you gotta get rid of all your memories of like Earth and that X-Men shit gotta go.
Oh,
no more
screw
X-Men.
them for that.
Yeah, that was a terrible deal. What's your plan to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make you believe you're one of us, despite knowing you're not one of us. You don't feel like this, you look like this, your biology will mess up, and you're pretty goddamn smart. I'm sure you figured this out in like a week.
It's just to show that you're loyal enough to do it. I don't care if you figure it out. Just be loyal enough to do it. Okay, that's all I
I had all my people on Earth, and I came to space.
But yeah, so then Charles was like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't care about Earth, but my X-Men, my children of the atom. And then like, Leandra's like, but like, we gotta fuck though. And he's like,
aren't you horny?
Yeah,
your legs probably working. You don't want to have sex.
Oh, you know what? You're right. so it's all good. And so then they have a whole meeting, and then Deathbird's like, well, and they're like, what I love about this is like, she's like, all right, do you renounce your memories of Earth? Yeah. What about the X-Men? He's like, and then Deathbird's like, he hesitates. He hesitated. He's a fraud. And
it's
and then,
like what I feel like anyone would hesitate in that moment, being like,
hell yeah.
That's what
like,
Leandra
I don't
was
like
saying.
Charles. He's a bitch. I do like his sister more.
Hey,
wait.
Not this version. Which I mean, for God's sakes, there was a whole plot in this series where if you assassinate Charles, the whole mutant kind goes into extinction. You know,
he's still a bitch.
Not this version.
Which is right. I want you to know why. So I noticed something. I pointed out to Jake and Tony because this is when I started paying attention. So the Charles designed this show. It's just Magneto without his hair. If you notice that, like the lips and everything is the same thing.
Save budget, save cost.
Yeah.
Depot.
He's just Magneto without a wig.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's so Charles is so a whole fight breaks out and Charles is like, wait a minute, I have one superpower, let me use it, and then he holds a classroom, and this was the most
He's like class is in session.
I like that scene honestly.
I like it, but it's kind of funny because in the context of this show, Xavier was never a teacher.
I'll be right back.
But let me say this: when Charles says his whole speech about like the might makes right and why that's a dumb rule, I was like, man, you laying it down. What a good speech. You know what? I believe this dude taught some kids. All right, I believe it.
Okay? He didn't though. Well, that's my point.
He taught them.
Yes, he did. What are you talking about, Austin?
In this timeline, X-Men was not a school.
It's not a school
until the year he was gone.
He trained the original X-Men.
He trained them. That's not teaching them. He didn't tell them to go to class and teach them history.
He didn't teach them about like school and shit. We talking about life. That's why they loved
him.
No,
he didn't teach them how to fight or anything.
That's why they loved him. But I digress. The point is, he makes a good speech, and he makes a good speech, and then all of a sudden he's like, episode 5, and then episode 5 gets beamed into his head, and he remembers that like he sees Gambit and Gambit die, and he's like,
he's like, shit, Gambit's dead. What the fuck happened on Earth?
He's like, fuck this shit, I gotta go. And then Leandra's like, wait, Charles, please, wait, hold on a minute. We're like right there. Like this is a 90.
Get off me, you harlot!
He's like, my children need me. I'm not gonna be that much of a dead father.
I just lost my cook.
I love how she's it's like, you killed Gambit, you got me fucked up.
You killed Gambit, you son of a bitch. It wasn't even like anyone else that they don't give a shit about.
Who else gonna season our food, huh? You think no white woman Jean ought to cook? No.
That one Christmas episode where Jean and Gambit were in the kitchen.
No. Jean in that episode, she was the biggest beep in that episode. I mean, come on. Gambit wanted to help.
Because he actually knows about flavor.
Yeah.
He grew up in Louisiana, bitch.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Leandra.
He would know a little bit about flavor.
I felt so bad for Leandra because I was like, she was like, listen, like we're like 99% done with installing this. Like, let's stop being mean to my society. Can you just get 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes? And he's like, no, I can't.
I didn't buy it because from his point of view, he just got Gambit's death. He's like, all my X-Men might be dead.
I felt so bad for Leandra, left at the altar, about to make great change. Like she got embarrassed hard.
It's not as fun. It's not as funny as when Kitty Pryde left Colossus at the altar, but I got a good.
It's a close second.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So
a close second.
It's there. It's
I
there.
was like,
I would say this is completely more understandable than what happened with Kitty and Colossus. Come
Yeah,
on.
because
Yeah,
that
Charles-
was very concerning. Of
Like,
a shit.
because it's not just Gambit dying. Like you freaking saw a massacre happen of your own kind. Of course, that's going to make you.
Yeah, and Kitty and Colossus has not dealt with the same shit.
I
Not
understand
about it.
freaking out, but it was like he had the whole room there. Like everyone who needed to talk was there. They were all. They were
He had the space Superman sitting
right.
down in his chair.
he had a speech that will never be allowed again because it's the most embarrassing thing to ever happen to their queen. You think they're gonna let this happen again? No, fuck that. Out of here. So yes, because of Charles, intergalactic war will rage on for another century. So there you go. But it's okay. He will go back to Earth.
To Jake's point,
Honestly,
he brought up. Go ahead, Witch.
Sorry, I just wanted to get this. Honestly, the fact that they're bringing Charles back kind of just undermines everything that happened in like when he actually did quote unquote die.
I agree.
Yeah, it does.
But we knew
it's been what 5 episodes without him, and he's already back.
It's been over a year, and
like, do you really need Charles? I think they were doing semi-fine by themselves.
No, what are you talking about? They were doing fine that whole year without him.
There's a blazing inferno happening and a huge massacre happening.
It wasn't their fault.
Yeah, no. You realize like Xavier wouldn't have been able to stop that, right? He wouldn't be there. He wouldn't been on the ocean. He wouldn't get anything.
I know, but they're gonna need some help. They're gonna need some good news,
But here's oh, go ahead, Austin. You were trying to talk about more.
Jake, your point of view you brought up when me and Tony. Tony's our friend who we watch stuff with.
Yeah.
You brought up the fact that if Xavier did stay longer, he probably could have brought the Armada to space up to Earth with him.
Uh-huh.
And I brought up for the people who think that. I'm telling you now, if you think humans treat mutants that bad like that, can you imagine their point of view when a spaceship drops out of space?
But if
the first nigga that comes out is the bald mutant man, that's war forever. That's the eternal war.
But then I thought about it, but even beyond just the technology, like even just the Armada, like the technology, they brought Charles back from the dead. Imagine what they could do for Gambit. You know what I mean? Like,
well, no. To be fair, for Gambit, I think they're doing Apocalypse story next, which would bring him back as a Horseman Apocalypse.
I'm saying it from an in-universe perspective. All the stuff that has now been cut off that they could have been useful is gone because Charles just didn't wait. And that's why I didn't like that choice he made. And also, I don't like it, too, because it sets this precedent for Charles. It's like, well, yeah, obviously something bad was going to happen while you were gone. You can't, like, just come back every time something like this happens. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like, if they can't...
Look, bro, it's his cause. If he, of all people, ain't going to fight for it, the cause ain't shit. All right?
Well, yeah, no. But I think the opposite. It's like if he's dead and the cause can't stand on its own, then
but he's not dead. That's the problem.
He thinks he's dead. This is like seeing this is like if MLK just saw like the world without him, and it still went to
He
shit.
did. It's an animated movie, and it was terrible.
Oh, well. But no, it's like from his perspective, it should be like they should be able to handle this. The world shouldn't need him anymore. The X-Men are more than capable enough, or should be more than capable enough to handle stuff like this. So,
they weren't though in the situation where he died in. That's why I think it's bad. When he died, they were probably one of the worst positions ever. It so happened that they had an okay year after he died.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you guys do realize if you guys had things your way, if like Charles wasn't going to come back, in that case, like everybody's going to be asking, okay, Charles, what were you doing when the X-Men were going through all this rough crap?
Listen, no. You're taking it too broad. We're not saying don't come back. We're saying he should have secured the relationship first and then tried to come back with everybody. Mm-hmm. The problem with that, I think it would have led to a civil war led by Deathbird.
Most likely. I could see that. I think, but it's clear that she has no power over, God, I forgot his name.
She's about to be the space nation. No love for the third world.
So I don't even see that going that far, at least without going through him. So, you know what I mean?
Well, to be fair, I told you that clip, but he didn't give a fuck about Leandra.
Well, yeah, but this one, he's loyal for some reason, which is what I remember. They were like, wow, you betrayed Leandra? He was like
Look,
Um,
bro, who knows, man? Man, this man flippy floppy. Okay, I'm sure she can get an argument.
but
Like
yeah,
David's a bitch. He's like, you're right.
but second time, I want to bring up one last criticism, and then I'm done. This is the episode where I realized, like, bruh, okay, like I get some of the stuff is from the comics, but y'all can't all be fucking. I'm sorry, like this can't be like a thing. We're like, I don't know
I
if you
still
noticed.
haven't gotten my North Star and Aurora cameos yet.
I don't
Like,
know if you
actual
noticed.
cameos.
I don't know if you noticed. Every relevant plot in this show is about two characters trying to get together, and it's getting, it's just getting
That's what I
weird.
was telling Cody. It was like, it's so hard to get like some people in the X-Men because everybody's already been together with everyone. So writers like to randomly pick their best random ships in like the worst possible time, and it throws like stories off of people. Anyway, it's so hard to get into when you realize every member of this team, even the ones who are married, has fucked everybody else on that team.
Yeah.
It is amazing that you bring that up, Jay, because like even Storm's whole plot about getting her powers back involved her having a romance with Forge.
And
Damn.
she fell in love with him. It wasn't even a crush. I was like, I
Yeah,
love you now. I was like,
yeah. He fell in love after being with her for 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
and now she loves him. So it's like, okay, whatever. But X-Men, I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's just like, I'm starting to see things that are making me kind of tired.
Look,
So
it used to be our soap opera. Now it's turning into a Spanish soap opera. I think we need to do something about this.
I like it. Like the Gambit and Rogue stuff, top class. Okay, Gene and Scott. I thought we could get away from that since like they're together. They have a baby, whatever. But I guess not. We still gotta do it. But outside of those two, like none of y'all need to be fucking anymore. Like we're good.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. Well, I mean,
I
I
just
guess
feel
with
bad for
that.
Emma Frost. Her whole storyline got jacked and she died on your notes.
Oh, poor Emma. I mean, aside from Scott, who else could they pair her up with, really?
Captain America. He called her mom. I don't like it.
Damn.
You're joking, but she really liked Cap. That's why I liked it. She was very genuine about liking Cap. Being like, damn, he sees me as his mom.
Yeah, I guess that's Cap's one free pass. Hey, my mom looks like a mutant, all right? Or is mutant passing. So, all right. But anyway, with that, guys, any final thoughts before we move on?
Yeah. Also, by the way, when mutants inevitably do go to space and they're still persecuted by the Shi'ar because they still think they're freaks,
Yeah,
Charles Xavier was the reason. Okay,
Yeah.
we could do that too, but nah, Charles had to be an asshole. So I'm just saying. All right, that's all.
Gotcha. But anyway, all right, guys, let's move on. But before we do, guys, in order to save time, I think me, Jake, and Austin, we're only going to have like time to do one comic review by the end.
That's fine.
Yep. It's going to be whichever comic of your choice, you know?
We can give ourselves an extra 10 minutes because we started a bit late because of the old issues. So extra 10 minutes.
Gotcha. All right. We'll see what happens. All right. All right. We're done with the media news audience. Now we're moving on to the comic news. Go ahead, Austin.
No, you did if I say Jake.
Go ahead, Austin. All right.
Cody Ziegler claims Feige was the one who wanted the death of Miss Marvel. So
Fuck that
I don't know.
bitch.
I don't know because we know he has a big role in the comics now.
Yeah.
But everyone else saying that it wasn't him. So it's like I don't know. There's a lot more writers who said it wasn't him that I trust than Cody Ziegler.
Gotcha. I mean, I just like to think that was like a subtle jab Kevin Feige did because of the comments Iman Vellani made against him. What was that? Oh, it's not 616 Feige. It's a different universe. Okay. Let's see.
We know that wasn't why. It was all about changing her to a meme.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, like audience, you want to see Kamala be an Avenger. You want to see her be headlining into a series or movies. All right. If you want to show that a character is big, give them a death arc. A lot of the big greats have had that. We've had the death of Captain America, the death of Superman, Iron Man, Daredevil, Spider-Man. And you know what all of them had in common? None of them were diverse. None of them were diverse. So I'm just saying, like, hey, Kamala, you're breaking barriers here, you know?
Not really. Not really. She didn't. I would say not really. Remember, she didn't get a death of Miss Marvel. She got killed off in a Spider-Man book.
No, they labeled that the death of Miss Marvel. Remember?
Yeah, the
But
issue,
it
but it's
still
not. That's not what
didn't
the
mean
book is called.
anything.
Everyone else got their own book to die.
It
in.
didn't mean anything in the
didn't.
in the fucking long term.
Yeah.
Not even in
What
the
death
short term.
meant anything in the long term in comics? Like,
No, but like the death of Super. Well, it was the first time a superhero died.
Yeah.
it was the
like
first
The
time, but
death
then
should
ever
have been
since.
Death Captain America, Death all
What the
that
fuck do
stuff.
you mean?
They got
Marvel
Hey.
died
dedicated
around the same time.
books for them
Mhm.
afterwards about their death and their impact of death. This got a
Mhm.
Spider-Man issue, and that was it.
Which what were you saying?
Yeah.
Literally, Marvel died around the same time as when Superman died the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting you know that.
Yep.
He died in 82, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember
And
that.
I think
And
Superman.
he has never truly come back. Just remember that too.
Yeah, but I think Superman's whole point of his death was the fact that it was like the first time a mainstream character,
No, it was the
an
first time that
iconic
he
character,
ever died.
Yeah,
he
straight
ever
up he
died.
died, not in general.
Mhm. No, like,
So like 60 years of comics, it was the first time he died.
hmm and ever since then, a lot of characters a lot of writers are feeling like, let's do the death of for almost everybody at this point. At this point, who hasn't died in comics?
Everyone died, but only not everyone has a death of. That's what I'm
hmm
saying. No,
Yep.
not everyone has a dedicated book about their death.
Yeah.
But
And look at Kamala. Regardless of how it was executed, she at least had a death of story arc, story at least,
yeah. But
Yeah. Again, like even when the issue came out, we all knew this wasn't Zebwell's plan. I just kind of
It
feel like
depends.
it was not his plan to set up like Kamala into his run. I mean, you could definitely tell
Plus,
she was
I think
forced
it
into
was
his book.
like I think we talked about this.
Well,
before,
everything else,
I think
yeah.
it was supposed to be Mary Jane that was supposed to die and then come back as a mutant.
No,
I don't know how to feel about that.
it wasn't.
Nah.
Because you can't tell me he planned to do that and then had all the extra Paul stuff that had like nothing to do with me. And all
Mhm.
that's supposed to be like this one storyline. That would have been way too much. Over his already
Yep.
terribly bad art he's doing.
And plus, you gotta be
But
careful about you gotta be careful about bonding the IPs. Like, you remember how everybody was upset that Jason Aaron tied Thor into the X-Men because of his Phoenix mother, and you don't want to do that with, like,
it's
let's say
Phoenix
Mary
stepmom.
Jane. Yes. Well, no, they stated for a while that was his birth mother.
No, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
actually, she just stayed him as a baby. He's a his
Yep.
mom.
Yep. So yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
you gotta be very careful about how you're tying franchises together like that.
But back to the topic on hand. I think it's unlikely that Kevin Feige did it, only because he never made a choice like that beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And he, of all people, know that it doesn't impact the shows that much anymore. When you
Yep.
change the comics
Um,
dramatically, like it usually just
I
pisses
mean,
people off. It doesn't increase sales that much outside
I
the
mean,
number one, but
hey, it got Kamala relevant for like what 5 minutes.
like you didn't see reports of like people talking about, oh, everyone went back to watch Miss Marvel because she's immune now. Like nobody did that.
I know, right?
This is
Come
like
on,
random brand synergy, if anything.
for everybody who was upset about like Kamala dying, how many of them are actually buying Kamala's book right now?
Not enough to put her in the top 30. I can tell you that much.
Exactly. Like, come on.
yeah.
Yeah. You could say it's disrespectful to the character, but hey, it kept her it got her relevant, which is something that's been an increasingly hard thing to do with Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
And now people's back not talking about her.
Yeah, she's barely surviving on being forced into other teams and being put in miniseries.
Plus, Kamala's gonna be in the new the NYX book or Nyx. I don't know how the fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nyx.
I pronounce it Nyx too.
And
But she's the new
I'm
premier
not
mutant.
too much because we're getting David and we're getting Prodigy and Anole in it and Laura, so I'm not complaining too much.
I'm complaining with the legacy of what this book stands for. I think they should have used a different name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just remembering what the original book's whole thing was.
Yeah. But you gotta
Honestly,
remember
I don't know
who's.
which book I would rather reread, Nyx or fucking Weapon X. I lied. I would rather read any other book than Weapon
I would,
X. Man. Holy shit,
I
I
would,
hate that book.
I would read Weapon X over Nyx in a heartbeat based on who they put as the writers of Nyx. Yeah, I'm so
No, you
salty,
do not
Jackson
want to read
Lansing and
Weapon X.
Colin Kelly.
Krypton, I
Yeah.
say this as your friend and as someone who cares. Do not read Weapon X. You will thank me later. You will thank me later. Do not read that
All
fucking.
good.
Do not read it.
All right. Yeah, I'm not buying it, but still, yeah.
Don't
We still have
fucking
one
read
more
it.
topic before we get to the comic news. So
My bad.
Okay. All right. Any final thoughts on this before we move on, guys?
Fuck you, Kevin Feige.
Yeah. All right.
If you did this, I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yep. All right, guys. Let's move on to next. Who wants to announce this one?
Which
What? Bitch, don't bring me into that topic. I
Come
don't know
on.
anything about that.
Come on. Announce it, Witch. Come on.
Fine, Aliens versus Avengers. What the fuck is this?
It's as it sounds. Like, what more do you need to explain there? Like, the xenomorphs.
Why did you want me to read it out so badly?
Because we thought it would be funny. So, all right,
Was
audience.
I got a laugh
it
out of
really
it.
all that? Was it really all that
Yes.
funny?
Yes.
Hey, Austin laughed, so it worked.
I enjoy it myself.
Okay. But anyway, yeah, apparently Jonathan Hickman's like, you know what, let's go for it. The Xenomorphs versus the Avengers.
Dude, I'm so glad it was Johnny Hickman because when you talked about this when they first got the rights,
Yeah.
I was like, so how long do you think they're going to take to do a crossover? I said
Yeah.
6 months. I think you said about 3 months, and we're both wrong by far.
Like,
It's weird that it took this long,
I mean,
but I'm
was there
glad
like
they got one of the better writers to do it. I was so scared they're going to get a random dude again, bro.
I know, right? I mean, was there like something in the contract that stated, okay, the Xenomorphs can't cross over with your other toys for this amount of months? Yeah, you know?
I think they're trying to. I think they're doing the crossover to get people to pay more attention to the book. I don't think that their Alien and Predator books were doing that well. So they said, let's do the crossover Wolverine versus Predator. It makes people go try to read the Predator book, and then doing Alien. Because I enjoy the Alien run. I don't talk about it, but I really enjoy it. But I know, like, a lot of people don't want to sit down and just read Xenomorph stories. You know what I mean?
I mean, especially since Marvel went through all the trouble of getting the license to, write Xenomorphs. Like, why, if you go through all that trouble, why aren't you doing some fun crossovers with your other toys, you know?
It's weird that the Avengers are first in this crossover. I thought it's going to be X-Men, because X-Men already fight the Marvel equivalent in their answer to the Xenomorph, with the Brood.
The Brood, yeah.
Don't diss the Brood.
I guess
No
the
one dissed
Marvel.
them, but that's what they were. They were meant to be Marvel's version of the alien Xenomorph.
Yep.
The Brood are cool. Brood right.
I mean, I guess like some of the writers or the editors of Marvel will be like, that's too easy to have the Xenomorphs go up against the X-Men, you know?
Yeah, but I'm excited. I wonder which Avengers going to die, because I'm sure this is a non-canon one. It better be non-canon. Because I need to see the Avenger get a face hugger, and then I want a Captain Marvel Xenomorph. I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
I think some of this could be hilarious. Well, how they do it.
Hey, the only person I could think of that could get away with getting a face hugger will be Vision. Hey, don't you want to see a Synthozoid Xenomorph?
Potentially Thor too. I don't know if he's a god, man.
Yeah.
His electricity power might just mess him up in general.
That's true.
Or we might get a god Xenomorph. That'll be a whole entire scary thing. A giant Xenomorph holding the hammer of Thor. Working by association.
You don't want to see a Xenomorph sprouting the red, white, and blue from Captain America, man? Come on.
It's not going to do that. All you know that Xenomorph would do. The Xenomorph makes a fake shield.
He comes out of Sam Wilson and he's like red, white, and blue wings right there. Yeah.
Wings is up for no reason. It'll be funny, man. I just hope they have fun with it.
Yeah, but it's Jonathan Hickman. You know he's going to want to take this seriously.
Yeah.
So
I think it's fine for a first crossover, but I do hope they do more of this. I as much as I want this to be in the same universe, because I don't know if you know, but the guy who wrote Predator versus Wolverine, he wrote that with the idea that that's canon.
Ah.
Meaning Predators are here, and their Weapon X helmet is based off the Predator helmet. Okay?
Oh, okay, okay.
So they might do that thing here as well. With Jonathan Hickman, I trust it a little bit more, but I am kind of worried because Alien's a big crazy thing, and we already got the Brood. That's what I kind of want. Give me the Xenomorph Brood War. I think that'd be kind of funny.
You say that the Brood were the bastard cousins of the Xenomorphs.
They have the failed experiment to try to get here. If you go by Prometheus and the new Alien film.
Yep, exactly.
But other than that, I'm excited. They had a good writer and not some random guy again. They do that a lot. Marvel just do random people big books for some reason. I don't know.
I know, right?
Yeah. So we'll see when it gets here. I wish they had a better artist because the cover art is terrible. It's not bad, but it's weird to see everyone looking away from the Xenomorph in a fight, leaning. I'm like, what is this posing, bro? What are you doing here?
Yep. I think that's the same artist who drew Inhumans at one point.
He did Inhumans. He did the last Eternals run.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yep. So yeah, let him have fun with these Xenomorphs. Why not? Alright then. Well, I guess with that, we should probably move on to the next topic. Well, audience, we're done with the comic news. Now we're going on to the comic reviews. Starting with the best. The legend himself. The Spider-Boy! Disappeared from the timeline.
Yeah, you're right. After Shane that wants to turn Peter, who already had this Goblin scene, it was like scenes removed into the Green Goblin. You know what? I'm gonna stop giving you stuff for Spider Boy. I'm starting to see the appeal. Anything better than that book, I'll be a fan.
That's the story.
Yeah, you see, Austin, this is
I would rather listen to Jake simp over Kuvira than listen to anyone talk about Spider Boy again.
Well, you're gonna listen to it, and you'll like it.
But Austin, I don't have to because I have something called an AirPod, and
go for it. But Austin, it's funny you should mention that because, I think it was last week or a couple weeks ago when I best described the relationship of Spider Boy, right, and the fans. Let's just say Dan Slott is WWE, the fans are CM Punk, and what was it? Zeb Wells is AEW. Now I know there was some tension between the fans and Dan Slott, but then after seeing what fans have to experience with Zeb Wells and AEW, they're like, you know what? Okay, maybe Dan Slott wasn't all that bad, you know?
In the words of a great man, I'm letting him go. It's better to choose the devil you know, okay?
All right,
now go ahead. Tell the story.
Okay. Spider Boy. So anyway, this picks up from what happened in the last issue. You gotta remember, Spider Boy is finally held in captivity by his arch nemesis, Madame Monstrosity, as she kidnapped Spider Boy's best friend Christine, and it places her in a gene splicer machine. We don't know what animal she was going to be spliced with, but now we know. In it, you hear a cuckoo, a pigeon.
Oh, hell
no. A rat with wings.
What
Damn.
the?
I swear to God, bro.
I swear I think I've seen something similar to that before.
Oh, man.
I've been to LA. I've been to LA before. I've seen some shit. I haven't been to New York, so I can't compare, but I've been to California.
Yeah. Well, you guys got against pigeons.
I live in Arizona.
Now, what you guys got against pigeons?
I got nothing. They just don't like me.
Okay.
Just tell the story, man. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so she comes out of the chamber. She's perfectly spliced with a pigeon. She's Spider Boy is like saying, Chrissy, oh no, you're a pigeon. And Chrissy's like trying to comfort Spider Boy, saying, Spider Boy, it doesn't matter. It's still me, and you're still you. I know you'll find a way to fix this. I believe in you. You're not just a hero, you're Spider Boy. Live up to the hype, Bailey, is all I'm saying. Go on.
Other than
You
everyone was just silent.
you have someone that believes in Spider Boy as much as I do. Okay. But anyway, Madam Monstrosity then takes Chrissy to like the next stage of the process, which is tying her to a chair and forcing her to watch like this film strip, right? It has like that campy educational video format you would see in school. You know, you have like popcorn and soda with faces saying, "Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves a treat." This and that, you know? And it's actually the information as to what Madame Monstrosity's place is, right? So you are now a humanimal, as you see Madame Monstrosity in her younger days, which I guess at this point she was
Was she hot?
She was mommy monstrosity. Yeah, yeah, I know, Jake. You called it, Austin. But anyway.
Yeah, that's what I needed. I'm definitely a fan now.
But anyway, so she's giving her big introduction with like this one short guy who's showing his back to the camera, and she's like saying, "I would also like to introduce you to my husband, Jeremy." And that's when the guy twists his neck back to see that he has an owl face, as he says,
Oh, lovely. We love
"Yeah,"
when that happens.
as he says, "Who, me?" Yeah, little kid campy jokes. All right, audience. But anyway, they're
Kill
just
it with fire.
I know, right? But anyway, they're just giving you a tour as to what this place is about. It's about like, you know, perfectly bonding the species of humans with the abilities of that of animals, and you know how it benefits society. I mean, he shows like this one subject who's an ant. I mean, yeah, you may shrink down to 3 foot tall, but you could lift things like an ant. And yeah, you may have the face of a chameleon, but you could blend into your paintings and environment. And yeah, you may have the face of a frog, but guess what? You never have to lift a finger again because your tongue could just grab everything for you. You see,
That's gotta be gross.
hey, there are pros to this, Austin. You gotta make the best out of what you got, you know? So, anyway, she's just continuing on with the tour. You know, she's just showing like the laboratories where, you know, you could be working at or in the kitchen. Or, you know what? If you want to put your skills to the test, you could go outside and work in the farm. Yeah, cut out the middle animals, you know. Who needs farm animals when you already have a worker who's already a horse or a donkey or a rabbit, you know? But anyway, she also mentions that yes, if you don't like the living standards of here, you know, you're always free to go. As you see this one guy who has a horse head. I'm like, damn, he really has nothing else. Just his gene splicing was just giving him a horse head. He's like, good riddance as he's going through a door. And mommy monstrosity is like, all we ask is that you take up our one-time offer to help out at the Stillwell Farms recycling unit. As she turns the lever and you hear a loud scream. Dude, she turned that horse guy into glue.
That's
So
good.
yeah. I guess if you want to leave, you're going there. She's going to do to you what people do to the animals that you spliced with. You know.
That's fun.
I know, right? But she did mention on like, you know, hey, if this is kind of like a trial basis, like after 10 years, if you feel like you want to turn back, there is a way. We do have a process that can unsplice you, as demonstrated by my husband. As you know, you see her husband go into the gene splicing machine, and he comes out separated. You see his human self, and you see the bird he spliced with come out. You know, the end.
That guy
And
supposed to be
after
related to Owlfleet?
he looks like him, I know, right? That could be his
This
like
is
that could be like his cousin or something, you know. And,
who knows.
again, remember, Austin, Bailey is not allowed to deal with A-listers, and
It's
I
all
would
right. It's
say,
all right, man.
yeah, I would say Owlsley is a B-lister at best. So yeah. So all right. So after that, Chrissy basically is now forced to work at a farm, putting her pigeon talents to good use, and being given the name of 23,
Can
stating
she
that
fly
hey,
at least?
nope, she doesn't fly. She literally just has feathers and a bird face. Yeah, yeah, I know. So she's now given the name 23, and one of the other workers is like saying, "Hey, you know what? If you work hard and do just right, in about 2 years, you'll be given your own name, Chrissy, number 23." And then afterwards, you go back to Spider Boy as he's finally fighting off against the subordinates of Madame Monstrosity. He's like giving them hell. He's more than a challenge for them, and that's when she comes back. Right now, keep in mind, he's basically surrounded at this point. He has Madame Monstrosity has Elefino and Boy Spider upper corner. Both of which could be more of a challenge than Spider Boy just individually. Oh, and she also has her mouse butler with a shotgun. Yeah, yeah. She's giving him the whole speech like you never had a chance. And Spider Boy's like, hey, you know what? For all your talk about how big you are, how you got everything under control, guess what? I know one thing that an old hag like you doesn't know. I was able to be free. I was able to be my own man. And I know that something you do not know. How does that feel? That a snot-nosed kid like me knows something you don't know. Like you little annoying little infant. So yeah, she sends her forces at Bailey, and yeah, this is too much for Bailey because as strong as he is, he's getting overwhelmed by all the villains. But it was really this claw scratch he got from the cat maid that really did him in. And he was like, oh, "You crazy old lady, why I oughta?" And that's when Man Monstrosity gives a big revelation. Easy, boy, if I were you. I'd be very careful as to how you treat my cat maid. You see, your friend was the bait in the trap, but that woman, oh, she's the leverage. My hold over you. Because before I changed my personal handmaid into Tabby Cat, you knew her as Tabitha Briggs. Which,
No, me
if
ain't
you,
thinking they don't know what that man's name.
hey, for audience, if you don't know at this point, Spider Boy's name is Bailey Briggs. That means this
Thank you.
cat lady is none other than Witch. Come on, you're lying.
Huh?
What? Come on. I gave you the perfect opening to your line, dude. Come on.
What? I was not paying
Say,
attention.
Just
say
say
your
your
mom.
iconic line. Come on.
I don't. What do you want me to say again?
Your
Oh,
mom.
God dang it.
What
You
do you
had
want me to
to.
say? What do you want me to say?
Your mom.
Oh,
Oh,
we
God.
already
I
said it
can't believe it.
earlier. I already got my your mom joke earlier.
Oh, man. This was the perfect opportunity. I gave you an opportunity, Witch, and you ruined it.
Hey, in my defense, I was looking at something very important. I had to cancel my
Oh,
D23 membership. Okay, leave me alone.
okay,
I
okay.
did cancel my gold membership. Okay, leave me alone.
Gotcha.
Start the day
But
off
anyway,
right.
okay, so after this big revelation, Bailey's like, Mom? And the cat lady responds, I don't know you. I've never seen you in my life. I swear, stay away from me. Oh,
And
damn.
you would notice that Boy Spider is very clean to her. She's very protective of him
At
in an
first,
earlier panel.
Yeah, as far as she's
Which is
aware, like Madame Monstrosity used her DNA to create boy spiders. So as far as she's aware, that's the closest thing she has to a child.
okay.
Yep. Oh man, this is just heartbreaking for Bailey, and Madame Monstrosity just uses this as leverage. If you don't want to see any more of your loved ones get hurt, you know what you have to do, Spider Boy. So what's it gonna be? Spider Boy surrenders. She ties him up, puts him in a jar, and that's how the series ends. Audience,
Yeah.
how you wish it would end, right? No, no, no. We cut back to Chrissy, who's like finished working on a farm, and as everybody's calling all the workers out for dinner, she's like, okay, okay. I guess Bailey isn't going to be saving me this time. Well, I guess if Spider Boy can't save me, it's going to be up to me to save ourselves. So as she sees a bunch of pigeons flying, she says to herself, well, if Bailey could talk to spiders, maybe I can talk to birds. Cool,
No.
cool. Yep. Hey, you need to have some benefit to gene splicing with a pigeon, which, come on. You can't fly. I mean, what good is it if you're spliced with a bird and can't fly? You know?
Wait, this girl looked like she belonged in Sing Little.
Yes, yes, yes. That's a perfect way to say it. Yep. Oh man. But anyway, you cut back to like Madame Monstrosity as like, oh damn, Bailey's just like in the testing chambers. He's all chained up, and he's moaning like, oh my god, like what the hell did this woman do to him? And she's saying,
Ugh.
well, that's enough experimentation for one day, Mister Briggs. Let's say we pick up for tomorrow. As she locks the
Grr.
chamber and she goes back to her room, that's when you see her interact with her husband. Although something's a little off. She throws a mouse at him. Yeah, apparently she doesn't have the gene splicing thing all figured out because even though she was able to separate the owl from her husband, they kind of switched minds. So the owl's brain is in the husband, and the husband's brain is in the owl's body. So yeah, that's why she kind of needs to do more experimentations to kind of resolve all this. So
That's also
yeah,
why when you go back, you'll see her husband come out the chamber with his arms up trying to flap, and then
yeah.
he doesn't say a word again after that.
No, no. Remember, he says who. That's all he says.
No, that was the bird.
Yeah, that was the bird. So I guess after they came out of that chamber, like
No,
the
that's what I'm
husband just
saying.
had the bird. Yep, yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. So yeah, audience, that's how the issue ends. Where's Superior to save the day, audience?
At your
Yeah,
mom's house?
what are those spiders? You too late now. You already
Nah, I
You don't deserve a your mom segment,
I can do
Witch.
whatever the fuck I want. I can do whatever
After
the fuck I want.
blowing
Last
up your
time I checked,
moment.
according to you, this is a free country.
Jake,
Okay,
do your book next,
What?
and I'll do Cobra Commander last.
go ahead.
Honestly, I just need 10 minutes for both books, and that's all I need. I promise you. Okay. I will do Korra first because if I get through this, I can do Kavira next. Okay.
Okay.
Last time on Korra, Takuga got kidnapped. No, Takuga kidnapped Asami. Korra was left a broken avatar. Our issue starts today with the creeping crystals getting attacked by the triple threats, now with their new Kubira-powered technology. The crime war begins, Jargala retreats, the Airbenders arrive to start their peace protest. This is also happening at the same time, sorry. The
Okay.
Airbenders start their peace protest against General Iroh himself. This protest is to decide the fate of the spirit portals. General Iroh is trying to be a nice guy. He's like, listen, I'm not really trying to start nothing with you, but I got my orders. But we're not gonna strike against you. You can stay here. Whatever. Korra and the Republic City Police Department, meanwhile, have cornered Tokuga on his at his new hideout, but they can't get through because Tokuga's holding people hostage. Lin also wants to take a time to acknowledge that, hey, Korra, I know you have a relationship with Asami, so we're gonna save her. Don't worry. Meanwhile, Asami is captured with CEO Wang Yang and she argues with him about how his greed is the whole reason to start to begin with. Wang Yang stands his ground. He's like, listen, it's business. Business is sometimes messy. It doesn't mean every time we do something morally right, but whatever. Tokuga also comes in and explains to Asami that he's going to make Korra suffer through Asami. Also, he knows about Asami and Korra's relationship because he spied on them. At least that makes more sense.
Creepy.
Don't worry.
Everybody needs to have a reaction moment to Korra and Asami, apparently.
That guy in prison should have threw her father in her face, by the way.
Tokuga needs Asami to design a gas dispersion pump for him based on her father's designs. Wang Yang says her father gave him those designs long ago, and that's why he had them, but he didn't want to make them because he didn't want to do anything illegal. Tokuga says he's going to make poison gas and disperse it with his new airship and kill anybody in his way. Tokuga also will suffocate the CEO until Asami agrees to do it. Meanwhile, Zuli announces her run for presidency for Republic City, and current President Reiko, a Kabira supporter, says, "Damn, it's over for me. I was a Kabira supporter. No one will like me anymore. Whatever." But his advisor says, "Don't worry, you can beat her. She's just taking advantage of your weakness at this time. But change the narrative." It's like, you know what? You're right. Meanwhile, Korra's feeling down about Tokuga, and Mako comes in, and he's all like, "Listen, Korra, I felt the same way when you were kidnapped back in season 2, which is why I want to help you save Asami. Also, sorry if I've been a bit weird. I'm not homophobic. I just find it weird my girlfriends are dating now. My ex-girlfriends are dating now."
At least he said it. Come on, anybody's reaction will be the same. Come on, it's Mako.
Korra, in response, basically says the equivalent to, "Thanks, Mako. I almost remember why I used to love you. Hug."
Wow.
And so, meanwhile, the airbenders are standing their ground against the protests, continuing to do so. So President Reiko, trying to look good in front of the camera, says, "Let's get some waterbenders and hose these airbenders." So I was like, okay. Zuli has convinced more people. Zuli also appears too with more of the Republic City citizens, and they stand by the airbenders, and they're like, "We want to protect the spirit portal."
Wait, what?
Yes, now more people are like, Zuli is Captain America of this universe. You just didn't know. Anyway, Team Avatar meets with Jargala, the leader of the Creeping Crystals, and makes a deal to give her old turf back if they help find Tokuga. Jargala agrees to help Team Avatar and lead them underground to Tokuga's base of operations. Team Avatar ambushes the Triads with Tokuga in tow, but they escape via an airship. Jargala tries to capture him with her crystal powers because she can crystal bend, but Tokuga breaks free. Doesn't really matter. Korra chases on an air scooter with Team Avatar in pursuit. Asami formulates an escape plan, while Varric is reporting on the action on the news. Sorry, get a bit fluttered. This book is a long book, sorry, so I'm going through a lot of stuff.
Okay, 15 minutes.
Yeah. Varric is reporting the action on the news as Tokuga demands the surrender of the president and the Avatar. Korra arrives on the scene to tell Tenzin the rundown of the plot. General Iroh tells Korra, "Listen, I got my orders from President Reiko. If you want to save Asami, you got 5 minutes to do it, or I'm blowing that shit out the sky, okay? Don't worry about it." So Korra's like, "That's all I'm going to need." And for some reason, she's like, "I don't need to be careful in this situation," but whatever. Asami inverts the gas, so instead of poisoning the people below, it poisons the people inside the airship, and she puts on a gas mask with Wang Yang, so they're safe. But Tokuga rips off the gas mask. He's immune to the poison's effects thanks to his powers. Korra infiltrates the airship and breaks in to save Asami just in time. And when they have Tokuga cornered, he breaks the window to the airship, so the gas disperses anyway as he intended.
Why didn't Korra get affected?
She used an air bending technique to make an air bubble for her and Asami.
I was going to bring that up. This plan is terrible. If an air bender is around, it's just going to blow the wind. So
there's a bunch of air benders.
Hey, Austin. To quote what she said in an earlier episode, "She's the Avatar." Deal with it.
Oh, well, funny you say that because Takuga and Korra fight and Korra loses, surprising no one. And so Asami uses her, who's steering the ship, tilts the ship over so Takuga falls out, and Wong Yang hits his hand, so he falls out completely. He's like, "No, I lost the avatar." Meanwhile, Zuli, there's a child who's about to get hit by the poison, and Zuli on her Captain America shit, she runs in the poison and grabs the child and drags her out as Tenzin and the others blow the poison away, basically. And this is
why can't they just wait? Why did he just do it first then? Why did she run into the poison?
Oh, because the kid was about to get suffocated on the poison, essentially. So that's so it was about to happen. She had to save her time.
I feel like Tenzin waited so they can get a good camera pic.
Well, Varric filmed the whole thing, and he also has footage of Reiko running away, so it's not good looks for Reiko. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's kind of Jover now. The spirits come out. Korra and Asami kiss for a job well done. The spirits are pissed because they come out. They're like, "Listen, I told you not to bring this shit to my front lawn again." And Korra's like, "Yeah, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I should have opened a spirit portal in the middle of the city. Maybe I should just close it." And then Wang Yang comes in. He's like, "No, actually, I went through character development. I will not use your land for my property anymore. You can have it." And the spirit's like, "Oh, okay, sure, all right."
Actually, I own this spirit portal. It's on my plot of land.
So, but Wang Yang gives up the land since Korra and Asami saved his life. Takuga escapes, never to be seen again. Meanwhile, at the celebration party that happens later, Bowling quits the force because he can't keep a job to save his life. Mako is not surprised or depressed because if you know the joke of the season, Bowling gets a job every season. And then even he's like, "Listen, like, I'm not sad about it. I'm going to see you in like 2 hours at home. We're fine." And Bowling makes a whole big deal about it. It's kind of funny. Korra's father shows up, cryptid, and apologizes for offending Korra. But Korra says, "I understand now. That's the culture we live in." And he's like, "But I don't want that to affect our relationship." So they hug. And Zuli becomes the president. Reiko's gone. Sorry, your president did win, cryptid. And Korra embrace looking at the spirit portal and their future. They love each other.
Okay, Zuli, you better be solving the homeless crisis situation within a month. And if you do, I gotta ask, if you had the power to give them homes, why didn't you do that earlier?
She said no. They already said earlier that they would take a couple of months. Reiko lied and said a month, which was never gonna happen. So.
It depends on the houses. You can have the urban to make some tea. That's like a week, like an hour, really.
Yeah, I don't understand how construction works in Republic City because realistically, it shouldn't take that long. I don't know. Whatever. I can say my final thoughts, and then you guys can come in. I thought this book was like, okay, I really wish they set up this whole thing of like, oh, the world might not accept Korra and Asami, but everyone does, even the villains. So like, I don't even get it. So that's what it is.
It's almost like a former Avatar was gay and no one cared.
No, well, they talked about that in the part 2, where like Kaya was like, "Oh yeah, I think she says Kyoshi was, but I can't remember."
Well, Kyoshi was bi, and then they made her like gay.
Yeah. But like the Earth Kingdom wasn't really strong on gay relations. So, but yeah, it just wasn't a big plot point. I think there was that plot point and Takuga plot point were like too far away from each other to really make a plot about it. I don't really care about Takuga as a villain. He's okay. He's whatever.
He's better than Avatar. He's better than Unalak.
Yeah. Well, he can she block, so that's why he stopped.
Okay.
I hate how it ends on a hopeful ending. Since this Avatar just keeps losing every time the fight happens.
Yes.
So it's like I would have no faith in Korra when it comes to like a big crisis again.
Right.
And like I can't wait to find out what horrible thing makes the Avatar come back next time.
Yeah.
So I can look at Korra like, damn, you couldn't stop that either. You couldn't beat this person.
It's the one villain there wasn't people to save her from, and so. Yeah. But yeah, Legend Korra. Next week, Kuvira's time to shine.
All right.
Yeah, we can either go to my last book, or you can get your book up the way. Depends on what you want to do.
Do your thing.
Nah, I think Austin should go since yeah. All right.
No, he can go. Mine's won't take that long. Mine's straightforward.
Yeah, this is also a lot shorter too. So this is Spectacular Spider-Man #2. Last time, the Spider-Man found a dead corpse in Miles Warren's lab. So now they gotta investigate it. We start off with Dr. Foster, who I don't know how they draw Jane Foster. I just assumed it was Jane Foster. So I haven't read comics in a while, people. I don't know how people.
If it's a woman, it's Jane. That's the only person who they'll do.
So Jane Foster and characters by the name of Carly and Shari investigate the body the Spider-Man found in Warren's lab last issue. And Spider-Man Pete shows up to explain to Shari to check to see if the body was a clone of some kind because it was found in Miles Warren's lab. Shari isn't sure though and asks Spider-Man to keep an eye out for Miles Warren and bring him in for questioning. Meanwhile, Kitty's girlfriend is an asshole who cheats on Kitty with Cedric, Miles's friend.
Who is that?
So Miles has a friend named Cedric. I'm sure he's from the book. I don't know.
Who's Kitty?
Charlie.
Okay.
Oh, Kitty? Oh, Kitty's the remember Spectacular Spider-Man, the big guy? It was like they called him Kong.
Just go, bro.
Okay.
The guy who looks like Kong, yeah.
Yeah. So Kitty. So she's at first you think they're cheating, but then Charlie's like, no, don't worry, Kitty's okay with me doing that. And I don't know if she meant like they broke up or like no, he's just okay with fucking other people. Like that could have been anything, but
he liked the white. He'd been in the corner with his Spider-Man shirt on.
Right. Anyway, meanwhile, a man gets hunted by a mysterious creature in the sewers, and that's all we see for now. Meanwhile, Miles goes to the coffee shop without Peter and finds he is warmly welcomed as if he's part of the family. All of his friends that he's made in the first issue are welcoming in, like, hey, Miles, what's up? Dap me up, because what's up? And Peter's also on time, funny enough, and he's like, hey, by the way, I started a tradition where now at any time a regular comes in, we have to announce that they're here. So hope you're okay with that. Meanwhile, Dr. Seymour appears. He's bummed out due to what happened to his brother in the last issue. And then we cut to Daredevil, and he gets his ass kicked by some rando named Turk, and then we get no closure on that. So we're moving on. And Cedric, I don't know what that was about.
Wait, Turk?
So it's like, whatever. Cedric tries to make out with... Cedric comes into the coffee shop and he tries to make out with Shelly in front of Kenny because in his mind, this was okay a second ago. But now Kenny's like, hey, what you doing? Why are you kissing my girlfriend? What's going on? And Shelly's like, hey, I didn't say you could try to kiss me. What's happening here? And then Cedric's like, wait, but I just kissed you the other day. And Kenny's like, listen, I'm not a jealous man. But like I have boundaries. Okay, so we're gonna step outside and we're gonna sell this like men. And so I'm just like, whoa, what happened here? And and Miles is like, listen, I don't think my friend would cheat on would do that to Kitty. And Peter's like, I don't know. I mean, love makes you do crazy stuff. I don't know. I have Black Cat in my life for a while. I don't know. And so and Miles is like, no,
I don't know. My wife has kids with other men that are fake. You know that? Did I tell you that?
Mm-hmm.
And so Miles was like, no, Peter, we're going to get to the bottom of this. And so, meanwhile, there's a couple from the first issue that appears in the book again. I don't know what this plot is for. They keep shoving them in my face. I don't know what they're for. Anyway, Cedric is limping home. I don't know if Miles and Peter actually stopped the fight because they don't show it. He's claiming that he's going to find a way to prove to Kenny that he wasn't telling the truth and that he stole his girl legitimately. Okay. So and Peter's like, you know what, Miles, I'm starting to agree with you. I don't think this dude was lying. I think something weird's happening here, but we should investigate this as the Spider-Man. And when they follow him, they're ambushed by Vermin, Spider-Man Peter villain, but he's wearing a number 5 collar on. And soon they realize that they're actually being attacked by not just one Vermin, but a pack of Vermin, clones of Vermin. They fight as best they can, and they make some joke about She-Hulk because there's a female Vermin that they call She-Vermin, and then Miles is like, well, you can't do that. That's derivative. And like Peter's like, well, tell that to She-Hulk. So whatever.
Okay.
The duo gets saved by Miles' clone, Shift. In Miles' clone saga, there was one of his clones, like a big hulking guy named Shift.
Yeah.
Shift subdues the creatures, and you find out that he's actually friends with them, and that they've been defending the people of the sewers, essentially.
That's factually wrong. We just saw Vermin eat a man. The pack of Vermin ate an innocent man and woman in the subway like a few months ago.
Listen, but meanwhile, Kenny and Shelly are closing the store when a guy named Marv comes in, an old friend of Kenny. And Marv asks Kenny, "Hey, listen, I have a startup company. We're beta testing a new game, and we want you guys to be the beta testers. And then also, so you know, it pays triple minimum wage." And Shelly and Kenny are like, "You know what? Let's try it." And that's how the issue ends. So there you go.
Okay.
I think the issue is like fine. I just think it's not like it needs to get to the point faster. I think it's like
Okay, we gotta get up to the point of the double date. That's what we're all waiting for.
yes. I don't.
Mhm.
We're not even like.
No, that was y'all wait for.
That's what. There's no hint of Gwen showing up, so that's a bit like I don't know what that's about.
Oh no, Gwen? No, I'm talking.
No.
Oh, yeah. Gwen 616. Gwen's supposed to pop up.
Yeah.
Look, bro, the moment they picked Miles Warren, everyone, it doesn't matter. Everyone knew Gwen was going to be here.
I think
That's the only thing that guy wants.
I think I'm still waiting for Peter and Miles to have two separate voices when they're bantering. It doesn't really feel like I'm listening to different people. They try to make like Peter more juvenile than Miles, which I could see both ways. Some part of me doesn't like it. Some part of me like, I kind of get it. But I don't know. They don't really sound too different from each other.
I don't. The problem is that Miles is apparently supposed to be in college and stuff now. And y'all still writing him like he just started 15 in dialogue.
Yeah. Well, Miles doesn't sound like he just started. He just sounds like he's more not rigid.
No, I mean he sounds as if when he just started.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I also think that I would just like to settle down and just focus on like a villain and a plot. You know what I mean? Like we're in this Clone Part 2 issues in, and now I don't know like what's happening. I think Kenny's girlfriend, the one that Cedric went with,
one just a clone.
Yeah, one's a clone. But then they're introducing.
That means Miles was testing it on random people before he did it again.
Yeah, but then you have this thing with the game. I'm like, is that connected? What does Daredevil getting beat up by Turk have to do with anything? Like, why is that here?
That's funny.
It's funny. It's like, why? Like, it was just like, yeah, awesome. I need you to read this panel because Daredevil comes in like so energetic. He's like, I got you. And then this dude just like backhands him. He's like, oh, well, I got you now. That's all it was. So I don't know. So
it was important to show you that Spider-Man had to fight things above street level. Okay,
he was a normal guy. He didn't even think he was gonna win, but whatever. Maybe it was a clone of Daredevil. Who knows? I don't know. I think there's two.
Maybe a brother, Mike.
Yeah, I think this arc would have been better if like I don't know. Maybe Miles had his own plot and Peter had his own plot, and then maybe they converge together at different points. I don't think this is working so far, but it's enjoyable.
Yeah, it's funny because the villain has like no connection to Miles at all. But weird they call Miles friend of all people.
Right. So, well, it was Peter's friend. It's Peter's friend's girlfriend. So that's what.
I thought you were saying it was Miles' friend.
Miles's friend thought that he was dating Kenny's girlfriend, but he wasn't.
I like how we're confusing the side characters. Oh, wait, is this Peter's revolving cast or is this Miles' revolving cast? They're just blending at this point.
They can do a better job with that, but I feel like this story is still trying to find its legs, and I think once it finds it, it'll be fine. That's how I see it.
Okay. Well, all right then. With that, I think we should move on. Austin, go ahead, bud.
Sure. Cobra Commander number 4. This is a pretty straightforward issue. I'm not gonna tease you or any weird thing like that. That's kind of
it was brutal, man. Like
it's brutal, but I'm saying it's straightforward. Cobra Commander goes underground into the base after after leaving that guy whose name I can't remember that fight everyone else. He meets a scientist.
His name is Nemesis. I think it's Nemesis.
I don't want to call him that, but sure. He meets the scientist who's able to turn the energon into the cube state that most Transformer fans know and seen it as. And it instantly upgrades these robots that Cobra Commander has been building since like issue 1, I believe. He had them, and
Mm-hmm.
it upgrades them into more high tech. I guess you want to say mini Transformers, Decepticons, if you want to call them that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Obviously, like, okay, well, this guy that did half the research for me. I don't have to do a lot of stuff here. I'm going to go up and tell my guy. The guy's up there. He pretty much just slaughtered everybody uh, with his bat wings. Nemesis is out here. This dude was funny, bro. But
Yep.
he cleaned up house. Uh, Cobra Commander tells him, "Hey, yo, this guy already did have to work. The mission's basically over. You take me back to base. We can, get started." And the guy's like, "You
Mm-hmm.
know what? You're right. The mission is over. So I don't have to listen to your stupid ass no more." Also, the big boss said to kill you after the mission was over. We just wanted to finish using you for as much as we could, basically.
All right.
And I was like, you know what? I believe it. That's evil enough for me. But it's just funny. I know I'm not, talking about the whole panel, but it's kind of hilarious how like fast it is. 'Cause they're just standing there talking. The guy just throws them to the ground. I'm about to do my
Uh-huh.
duty. You're here to kill me, huh? Yes. But so Cole Commander is a way better fighter in this universe than I think any other universe he's been in so far.
Yep.
He's dodging. He, if I remember correctly, he leads him to the water. He tries to fight him with the chainsaw. Obviously, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't go that well. Cobra Commander, Nemesis shot Cobra Commander with electricity to the mask. I thought he was about to die. And he was like, "Just
Oh
take
yeah.
me back. Just take me home. I'm in pain. I can explain. Just take me home."
Yeah, this Cobra
And they
Commander is hardcore, man. Because keep in mind, he's doing this fight after getting like what a couple days worth of
tortured.
torture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he did pretty good. But this guy, he's basically a flying Hulk, if you want to do it like that. He
Mm-hmm.
slammed him to the ground. Talking about this place will never go home. He flies him. Jake, he gives this man the Godzilla versus Ghidorah treatment where he flies him up in the air and then drops him. Well, slams him down to the ground. We got that.
Yeah.
It's not. We don't know how high he goes, to be fair, but it seems like he flies up at supersonic speed and then slams him down at supersonic speed. And
Mm-hmm.
he tells him to run for his life, like the weak little human he is. And Cobra Commander
Yeah.
gets the insectoids to crawl on
Oh,
his hand.
oh,
Go
but
ahead.
keep him up. But don't forget, Austin. He goes as far as to ripping Cobra Commander's mask off.
Yeah, and we don't see his face. We see his face wrapped up in bandages.
Yep.
But
He's
it's a cool little image, to be honest. It's pretty dope. He
he's
kind of looks like
a,
with blue
a
bandages.
yep, a blue bunny, a blue mummy.
But Cole Commander stands up. He stands his ground. I was like, bro, this ain't no bitch. What happened to the bitch from the show? This guy's different. This man is different. He stands up and said, I will not run from you or anybody. You think I did not consider you might betray me? You think I didn't have a weapon on? You think I didn't think of this? And then the insectoid, which I'm just calling that for the sake of it, that's not their official name, crawls on his hand and and when he adds the energon to it, it turns into a Iron Man gauntlet. And
Hmm.
he shoots this man, well, where, like straight to the chest.
Yeah, that was dope.
As the dude flies down to him, an amazing looking panel. It really does like an Iron Man panel. It's kind of
Yeah.
hilarious. It's a great. I'm gonna download this panel later. It's actually pretty
Mhm.
great. And then Cobra Commander comes and follows one of the guys who tortured him. Who y'all gonna sell these weapons to? By the way, I kind of need to know. I might let you stay alive. Cut a little deal if you tell me. And the dude's like, "Yeah, it's that guy from Mars Industries. It's Destro." And
Mhm.
now everything's starting to come together. If we don't
Yep.
remember, the Cobra society isn't made yet. It's just the aliens are already here. But the actual terrorist group of Cobra is not made yet. So we're about
Mhm.
to see the formation of that. I believe the GI Joe's already around. I believe they're also calling themselves Joes too. I don't remember exactly.
All right.
Even if they're not going by Joes, everyone's still like the team was together at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So we're seeing the formation of Cobra and probably the reformation of GI Joe uh, in this book so far. And actually,
Yeah.
Cobra Commander has probably been my favorite book out of the three I've been reading.
Mm. Yeah. It definitely gave a lot of impressive feats for Cobra Commander, man. You know.
It also doesn't leave me as wanting as Duke does, or
Mhm.
with as many weird questions as Transformers does so far.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to do issue 6. I do issue 6 was going to be like a whole talking thing.
we'll talk about it next week. So,
Yeah,
all right.
and I've probably learned how to stay on.
Yay.
Wish you to
See
believe in it.
what? See which? I hope for a better tomorrow with Austin. Look what happened.
Okay. And
Mhm.
we're already 2 hours and 20 minutes into the live, so I'm just.
We're done. We're
Cool.
done.
Yeah,
That was
we're
it.
done.
Perfect.
Yep. Okay.
5 minutes is back.
All right.
Now, next week, it's career time. Okay.
Next week, let's hope I have an actual book to talk about.
Next week is the dawn of the superior Spider Boy.
So
Next week,
anyways,
can we get a trailer for Sonic, please? Just give me the trailer. I don't need to have trailers with
can I
it.
get some justice for Ruby and fucking Yuri on Ice, please? Thanks.
And listen, I don't care if like Fantastic Four comes out next week. That's on you. All right, Kuvira is my only responsibility. So next week.
How dare you? How dare you get to read?
You think give a
I
fuck
think
about
the
the
devil that wears
agenda
my face comes
when
out.
Kuvira has to speak on mic? Okay, I'm sorry. Like, that's just not happening. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, audience, with that, I think we should close out now.
Yeah.
All right.
Good night.
See y'all later.
Yeah, we were
Bye.
born to make history, audience. Remember that. We were born to